Great. That's when everything crashes. Good evening, hello. Finally made it. Had some tech issues, hence the late start. But we are here. We are alive and kicking. Well, I say alive and kicking, but actually several of the happy faces you can see around the screen are technically demised. One of the faces you can see around the screen is in two halves. His the paladin's head being in a temple in Waterdeep, and the paladin's body being absent without leave on a little adventure of its own somewhere in the dungeon of the Mage. We've got Shira the cat, who's no longer Shira the cat. Shira the cat's somewhere else in the dungeon doing cat things that have so far not been well received by the other players, such as throwing spears at people in the party after killing one of them with several eldritch blasts. Still, the good news is the brainless Minotaur is, still brainless, but technically recovered from his injuries. And the other good news is the dwarves are okay, which is apparently what this story is really about. It's about this pair of dwarves who meet in a tavern, and they have friends that come and go through the adventure, but eventually become firm drinking buddies in the face of adversity, which I think is probably what the campaign's really about. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Every single week, everything's fine all the way along, and then we start to roll down to 8 o'clock on a Tuesday, and everyone's house catches fire. Standard.
I just please don't let me catch on fire.
Yeah. I'm looking around at everyone's settings to make sure there's no actual flames. It's that kind of evening. So you guys find yourself in search of Reg's body. That's what you decided, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And what you feel is your pocket. Who's got the rainbow pearl at the moment?
I think I do. Grim.
Yeah, so that pearl starts to vibrate. This time, if you take it out of your pocket, you see it's turned bright green. And from it springs forth a gateway of vines and flowers grow through flowers, and it's like the whole dungeon has erupted in this kind of viney entanglement of foliage, and from the foliage comes a figure you haven't met before. Forgive, would you please tell the players what they see?
Okay, so from this portal comes this like heavily armored tiefling. The armor has like a lot of spikes. It seems like a diadric armor from Skyrim, if you wanna like make a comparison. With a huge sword behind his back. It's like its skin. It's a little bit blue, like with hints of white around his horns, and he has like bright yellow eyes and dark black hair.
I know what everyone wants to know is, does he have a magical ball of yarn?
Actually, no, sorry.
Firing mine.
He doesn't have that.
And
draw my broadsword, roll straight away, and you just appeared in this dungeon. Everything in this dungeon has been bad at the moment, so I'm assuming you're hostile. I'm like, whoa. Who are you?
My is not. It's not drawn. It's behind my back. Hello, I'm Chiron.
Where have you just come from?
Well, from the Yawning Portal.
So, you were in a like a hostel where there are lots of travelers passing through. You actually came from a little hostel just outside of Waterdeep rather than the main part of Waterdeep itself. It was very comfortable, and the previous night you also had been approached by a member of the Hope Spinners, a lady gnome called Hyacinth, and she's given you a pretty hefty purse. And the way she put it, there was a group of adventurers on the first level on the dungeon of the Mad Mage underneath the town of Waterdeep, and they were struggling, is what she said, and that without your help, they would likely either be killed by the monsters below or kill each other.
Sounds like people who need some guidance.
But she gave you a princely sum to be there. So, but what you tell the others is up to you. Just for your background.
Some lady gnome come to me and say there is like people who need some help exploring this hellish dungeon. And
Been sent by these Hope Spinner guys then to help us
Yeah.
out. Well, we can do with the help because we're losing them.
yeah, and it so turns out that my goals like are into this dungeon anyway. So I'm happy to travel with you if you guys need some help.
Well, we certainly do. You have any skills?
I mean, I can use that, and I point to the sword that is basically as big as the Minotaur.
So I like this sword. I'm not eyeing it up going, that's a pretty cool weapon.
Yeah, she's quite jealous.
Yeah, okay. I think me and you are going to be good friends.
Yeah, I think you are like the kind of type of adventurer that I like to confront with.
Okay. Let's get close
I mean,
I think we're going to see plenty of action down here with our big weapons.
yeah.
Oh man.
The support guys new as well, so make sure you say hello to him.
Oh, hello. I didn't catch your name.
Oh, what are you doing for all this? It's the first time you've seen the magic rainbow stone portal thing in action.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, no. Ogben is just sort of lingering near the back, just very much in observation mode at this point. Doesn't really strike him as particularly odd one way or another.
Can someone of you like?
Makes sense.
Maybe the excess vegetation is a bit more flair than he's prepared for, but
As I say, my name is Chiron. What is your name? I didn't catch it.
well, good tiefling, my name is Ogben, but you may call me Ben. And he offers his hand.
And I extend my hand with a heavy gauntlet. Shake his hand. Your hands up.
Yeah.
Alan. And I sort of do like that sort of on your shoulder.
Yeah, I like you.
Yeah.
I'm Grim. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
This here's
What's really
Slayer.
exciting as well is as a DM, I now have the Roll20 map, and I can actually see your characters on my other screen. So it's taken us 20 minutes into the session, but I have access to your characters. Yep, and so I can throw the last of the tokens on. Forgive, you shall now have access to your character. You have access to your character?
Yeah.
Well,
If you
Chiron,
move about a bit, you should be able to.
we're heading southwest, chasing some goblins and bugbears who hurt our good friend Reg.
And I sort of like snort at that, and I go, I don't know if they did or not, but whatever.
More importantly, we have to recover his body.
Now that is important, guys.
That sounds like fun.
Otherwise, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. Let's just get down there.
I mean,
When you
Alright.
have this
I know that
conversation,
my
Slayer,
goal is
Slayer, who's barely taken his hands off his axe, is like just creeping down the corridor to the south. He's like, there could be trouble. I just see the token edging slowly away from the group to see if he can get himself into another fight.
I'm going to quickly cure my wounds from the spikes I threw myself on. So let's go ahead and
Sure.
do a little bit of healing. 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. There we go. I start creeping too.
Yes, DM, I would like to do this stealthfully.
Wow. Okay. This is just like last week. Creepy. Subtly done. So give me a stealth check, please.
4.
It's not on my screen yet. What did he roll?
4.
4. Okay.
2, 4. 24.
24.
Oh wow, 24. I was going to say you clutter along.
Yeah.
No, people basically, even the party don't hear you or don't notice you kind of breezing along down by the side of the corridor. And as the corridor opens up to the south, you see another door on the other slant leading to a southern room. Just as the bend turns round. Other than that, there's not a lot of evidence in the corridor. Although you'd be aware to look for goblin tracks, since recently some of them ran to the south.
Does it
From the previous
does it all
encounter.
seem like the same construction? At this point, still
Yeah,
well
at the moment,
made.
yeah. Yep. Well made dwarven stone, all that jazz.
Can I check the? Oh shit! So I check the floor before Grim stepped in
Dave,
it.
you didn't, and it's fine. It's fine.
Grim takes a listen at the door.
I'll cast Fate's Life on myself for now.
Can I assist?
Whoa. So I noticed the new guy doing some magic stuff, right? So I kind of look around and line him up and go, "You really are an interesting fella."
I'm a man of
So,
multiple talent.
has Dave opened the door yet?
No, I'm assisting Grim in listening. And the other side.
Taking a listen.
Okay, that makes sense.
Alan's sort of like just scratching his head.
Give me a perception check. It's quite a thick door, but there's a chance you catch her.
Not
The room
so much.
seems eerily silent. As you press your ear to it, no sounds flow through the wood.
Check the handle. Push inward.
Oh, so tempted to boot it in.
Nice. It seems to swings open really easily.
Well, dwarf, you're at the front. Off you go.
Peer around the corner. Do I see anything?
Yeah, you see a goblin over here, and he doesn't look ready for Any kind of combat, he is cross-legged, eating the remains of some kind of bone. And he kind of, as you walk in relatively quietly, he hasn't really looked up from his food yet. He's kind of facing north.
Can I peer around this corner? Do I see anything?
Yeah, and there are 4 more goblins as you get to that corner from the north. And these ones look a little bit more ready for action. 2 of them look like that's the door to the north of the room, and 2 of them look like they're sort of guarding the door to the north. They didn't necessarily expect anyone to come through that particular door. But now that you've entered and there's 4 goblins there, I think they see you, but they don't. Although they all kind of clamber to make sure they've got access to bows and swords, but they don't straight away attack. And the one eating his chicken bone kind of turns around to you, said, "Halt! Who goes there? It's time for you to leave. These are goblin lands.
I'm standing.
Got lots of bigger friends. You don't need to. It doesn't need to be a fight.
I'm standing in
Bigger
the
friends coming any minute."
The behavior of the group, because I want to see.
DM, which one is saying this? These 3 are
The
active.
guy that was eating the chicken leg. So the bottom left goblin.
Yeah, cool. I would like to knock a crossbow bolt and shoot it at him.
No, Jesus.
Yes. I just grin at it.
In my head, I've just said, "Oh, there's 2 of them."
I was not joking about my conversation that we had in the chat earlier today.
That's fun. So.
Or I don't know that it is a crossbow. Hold on, let me verify.
You can make an attack roll. I mean, he's literally got a piece of chicken in one hand, so I'm going to give you the free surprise. I know it's not in the rules, but it feels like a good enough story reason that this guy was talking or trying to talk to the guys at the front.
I assume it's sneak as well, so.
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh, man.
Thanks for nothing, roll 20. Appreciate you.
I mean, it's really good to start the night like that. I feel like it sets the tone really nicely. It helps me understand what kind of night it's going to be. So you guys better all roll for initiative then. You better all roll for initiative.
Oh, I see. I deal with people like you.
That's a good start.
A 2? It was a 2? With a +5 to hit? God damn this game.
I don't know how to make it like work like initiative on the thing, but it's just a simple dexterity check. So because I'm using the sheet on DnD Beyond.
Yeah, but you need to change your name in game because you still come up as Shiro.
That's what I want to. All of it.
That's quite impressive. 3 9s.
Whoa. It's like the Mighty Nine. Hey, we should call that the name of the party. No.
Yeah, you wanna get a lawsuit real quick?
We're fanboys, but we're not that brave. Someone's missing from the turn order. That's all I'm trying to work out. Who?
Just me.
Sorry, Slayer. There you go. What? You're 9, were you?
Yep.
Like everybody else. Okay, so one of the goblins in the top left, he gets a pretty good view of Slayer. And when he sees this crossbow bolt go towards his friend, he's the first to his short bow. And it does. He rolls a 20 for 7 points of piercing damage. Like straight away, this bolt comes into the side of your shoulder there.
Go figure. It's a new thing for me now.
I know, right? You're going to need to start getting goblin-proof weapons and armor. So the second one misses you, and then Chiron. It is Chiron's first turn of the campaign.
Noise.
I mean, Pete's already set the tone with his character.
Okay, so I'm gonna move. So what was the one that Pete
Bottom corner.
So the bottom corner guy was the guy that was negotiating. He's the chicken, the chicken eater. But the cheetah, chicken eater, and the top four, they're the ones that have started shooting arrows at Slayer.
I'm gonna unsheath my sword and cast an Eldritch Blast on this one.
Oh, he's still playing a warlock.
And I'm like Alan just like as he's getting out, Great Axe is going. Ooh, that's nice.
Oh, that is nice. Which ones were you shooting at there? Can you just ping them again? Oh yeah, he's down. Like he's got the chicken just falls out of his head and he goes slapping right into the corner against the two walls. And for a second he just hovers above the ground in disbelief and then goes in a crumpled heap. He's very dead. And anything else you're doing?
No.
Nice. In which case, Lord Vondane, Slayer Oath.
I'm going to play my chant my war paint spell thing, so my tattoos glow, so I get extra movement.
Okay.
And
How do you activate those? What do the players see?
just me doing like what they'll think is like a battle cry, which sees my tattoos glow, and which gives me extra speed and agility.
Nice.
So I'm just going to charge to the gate with axe in both hands and lay into the first guy.
So, Chiron, by the way, now you've recovered from that charge forward, you kind of look to the north and you see that this pit in the middle of the room, it's kind of full of spikes. That's one dead goblin, by the way. Like slap. Yeah, but the pit of spikes is kind of filled up to about the first 10 foot's like filled up with gravel, and it's just the top of the spikes now. So actually, the pit's only 20 foot to where the gravel is, and there's a humanoid down there who's looking very surprised to see someone at the top of the pit.
And that's me done.
Yeah. So yeah. Anything else from you, Dave?
No, that's me done.
Alan.
So I see Slayer go into that goblin. Slayer runs off and hacks that goblin. I'm just gonna dash all the way over to here. I'm very surprised to see two goblins on the right, but that's the only one that I'm attacking now. And I will goring rush them.
Nice.
I'm guessing that is a locked door as well. I'm hoping to pin them up with my horns.
Intention noted. Please roll the dice.
And also, I've not raged. I do get that.
Yeah, it does not hit him. He kind of moves out of the way, and you find that the door behind him though gets smashed open by the force of your blow. So I think what actually happens is the door swings open, and the 5 ogres behind come to the and
I mean, it could be worse than 5 ogres.
yeah, it could be, but I think the goblin ends up like just to the side, and you kind of end up where the door is down here.
Yeah, but if I smash the door open,
Yep, you smash the door open. It's I mean, it is properly smashed by the weight of your charge. It was an old door anyway, and it's like hanging off the hinges and tatters. Like even if you close it, it's still not going to be closed.
In my head, that was pretty cinematic for charging Minotaur to smash a door down.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was pretty cinematic. Totally ineffective, but very cinematic.
I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about actually, killing it. It's fine. That's me done.
Cool. That's you done. Og. Started a fight. Let's see if you can finish it.
Yeah, so Og will move near the edge of the pit.
So
But
this
we're
is a
gonna
pit.
do some things.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is a pit. It's not a column. Oh yeah. Now. I thought this was a column. Okay.
So we will cast Bane. If I can get it to fire into the chat.
Yeah, grand.
I don't know why it won't show up in the chat.
That's okay. Just tell everyone what Bane looks like.
The 3 creatures of choice within range must make charisma saves. And any roll is a -4. Or, well, a -d4. Oh, there it is.
Nice.
The 3 creatures I will choose are this goblin, Slayer, and this goblin.
Do we see the effects of the magic hitting Slayer as well? I mean, do we see the effects of the magic? You see what I mean? I'm trying to just.
Would assume so. Old Ben quickly slings the bow over his shoulder, produces his vial, and strums it a bit. And as he does so, it seems like the 3 creatures of his choosing, it's just like, it's as if a spotlight was moved away from them as opposed to placed on them, and they're just sort of shrouded in a bit of magic darkness without being magic darkness. It's like a splash page in a comic where everything goes very hard contrast and relief.
Well, it's
no, Alan 100.
triple Bane.
I mean, Alan would notice.
So they all fail their saving throws. By the way, one of them was a critical fail.
Well, one of them doesn't have to make it. This boy in the corner doesn't, but Slayered does.
Got ya.
Charisma saving throw.
No, I think
Dave doesn't make it.
It's of your choice. So did you choose Dave?
Yes, intentionally chose Slayer.
Oh, nice. Brutal.
And then as my bonus action, since we are a mastermind rogue at this point, we will be using the help action to aid an ally that is attacking within 30 feet. And I will choose to aid Alan Sitwell on his next attack, so he gets to do it at advantage.
Sweet. I like it.
I'd feel that a little bit of like.
I mean, he's still going to miss. It's kind of Alan's thing. I mean, as soon as Alan gets his horns out, the only thing that need to tremble are the walls.
I would assume that between the Bane and basically trying to pull some attention away from Alan for the goblin he just tried to smash in through the door. That's the advantage provided.
No, absolutely. And seeing you do that, this goblin just directly to the north up here, he draws his scimitar and charges down to the south. He will get disadvantage with his scimitar attack, so he's very And he kind of flails his scimitar over, and as he does, he kind of shouts to you, "Get out of here!"
And he gets -4 to whatever.
Oh yeah, well he was he was way off before you applied minus anything. It's fine. The Grim.
All right. I move forward to the right of that goblin. Take a swing with my mighty warhammer. Ooh, there we go.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's dead. This particular goblin had already taken some minor damage in the previous battle. He's not quite fully healed from it, so yeah, he is down and flailing on the floor, splat.
And then I'll continue my movement forward to a
This is
middle.
Game of Thrones all over again. They just wanted to eat their chicken, and you guys just came in.
At least it wasn't a blue fish spawn.
Oh yeah,
And-
they've been having mouthfuls of cod and chips. You'd be like, oh no.
All right. And I'll stop right there for my movement.
Great. And we go for this last goblin. I mean, he is going to absolutely leg it. You'll get an attack of opportunity here.
Cool. I will. I will take a stab with the rapier. It's a 14 to hit.
Yeah. So 2-6. No, it's 15. It's a miss.
Sure.
But he'll continue to dash away from the corridor to the north. There's no way this goblin's going to stick around and be the last line of defense for his baned buddy there. Like, not open out. And the baned guy, again, you're going to get an attack of opportunity, Alan. He's going to run to the north as well. So Alan and Slayer both get attacks of opportunity. And he literally, that's a hit. Slayer, what for damage?
Slayer's is actually subtracted.
4.
So-
Yeah, okay. Slayer's isn't a hit.
Welcome to the game, Dave. Welcome to the game.
Got your number, buddy.
And Christian, you got advantage, didn't you? You get to add 3. So that's still a miss. So this goblin legs it. And just see him, literally, you can see that he's gone at the highest possible speed up to the north.
Minus
It-
D4.
You
Plus
just
D4.
you get advantage because I used
Oh,
the
you get
help action.
advantage. Okay, yeah, sorry. I thought it was the +4 still. Okay, so you can take the 16 and roll for damage then. My apologies. Yeah. That is Dead Goblin. He does run nowhere.
So I saw as he goes flying past me, I've still got a bit of wood attached to my left horn. Right hand, my right hand just go sweeps his legs right up, and then I bring it down his back.
When everyone plays the Badger DnD drinking game in years to come, it'll be take a shot every time something gets stuck in one of the Minotaur's horns, because it's mostly brains, but that has happened every week.
Ultimate goal is to get some sort of magical horn attachment.
Like sort of decorated like 2 bony Christmas trees on your head. Beard baubles for Minotaurs.
Let's make it to Skullport and see if we can find a blacksmith.
Okay.
That could happen. So are you guys chasing the other goblin, or am I taking you out of combat-related
I
initiative
just want to make
time?
my round and move here. If I see I cast an Eldritch Blast or something else, and then
Okay. Is anyone
Does-
intending to
I
chase?
don't
Just so I know whether
think-
to keep an
No.
eye on. Shout now if you
I'll
are.
head over.
Ben
So-
isn't,
It's
but
already
Ben
gone.
is going to look into this pit.
So you see this.
Done.
There's a human male on the floor. What the hell's happening up there?
Ben will drop some rope down but he sort of looks around to his compatriots and is like, there's really not a good chance that I'm much more skilled at other things, so maybe someone else should hold this rope. I have soft hands.
I take the rope and hold it, say, climb on up, but take it slow.
You can give me a perception check first, Grim, as you start to look down and hold the rope. Wow, that is a good perception check. So as he starts to climb up the rope, you do notice there's like bits of flesh kind of hanging off his neck, and like where his tunic's ripped, his clothes look quite dirty, like a warrior, certainly a warrior at some point, but of some kind, but his clothes definitely look dirty and ripped, and you can see like a rib poking up. It definitely got the stink of undeath as he starts to climb up the rope towards you. You can give me a history or religion check to see if you recognize what he is.
Not likely.
No. I mean, he stinks like a corpse, but other than that, you're pretty clueless. Just like undead guy that's talking to you, and he's thank you. I've been
As he gets towards the
down
top
in
of
a pit.
the 25 feet, I let go of the rope.
Shit! He falls down again.
Does he take damage from the fall?
Yeah,
That's what I'm hoping. There's some spikes in there.
it takes some damage from the fall. I'll just rolly.
Is he like impaled and writhing but still alive? Like, is this...
He takes 17 damage from the fall.
Do we clearly understand that this is not an alive person?
Howard does, because he's looked in a bit more closely as the guy was coming up. Like from 20 foot down, he looks like a disheveled man at the bottom of the pit. But from close up, you can start to see there's things that aren't quite right. Skin that looks moldier than perhaps it should.
He's
That kind of
he's
stuff.
not right. Clearly dead. I hollered down to him.
Right. The boy's just not right.
Hey, what are you doing up there? I mean,
Is he like
I've been down this
impaled?
pit for so long. Like most of the spikes have been covered up, so he's not massively impaled. It's not comfortable down there.
I asked
So the bottom 10 foot of the pit where the spikes were has been filled in with rubble and stuff. So it's, you could walk around down there and avoid the spikes. It's not instantly deadly anymore. But even so, he doesn't look very well.
How did you get down there?
But damn crew. The damn crew. They first of all they tried
the
to.
first time, not the most recent time.
Who is your crew, and why have you been in this dungeon to begin with?
So, the people in the room, now the fight's over as well. I'm going to take a bit longer to describe the room around you while this conversation is going on. There is a map on the wall. Can you see this raised area on the left over here? It's like this mural, and now you're not in combat. You kind of see that it looks like it describes it looks like layers of some kind of dungeon. It's like a cross-section map. And you can see at the top of the cross-section on the map is the city of Waterdeep at the top.
Interesting.
And it looks like there are about 23 layers of dungeon and stuff and maps underneath it.
I'm going to take one last shout at Slayer and just say, Slayer!
Okay, and the guy at the bottom of the pit just said, "Oh, you're just as bad as them, man. I was we had a pact. They tried to keep all the damned money, and when I asked for my share, threw me down here and left me. Bastards."
Did you look like that before you entered the pit, or after?
I mean, I don't know how long I've been down here. It's all a little confusing.
I'm gonna make an insight check.
Looks around, and he okay, that sounds good.
Yeah, I mean, I would
Yeah.
like to help him with that because I'm not sure I believe this story at all either.
Okay.
I mean, do you want me to roll separate or just have him roll at advantage?
He can roll. He can roll again, and we'll see which is the highest result. Okay, so we go for the 15. But either way, you get a pretty good sense. He's telling the truth as he believes it, and you see him like he's looking for something on his. They took. It was like part of me. They took Madame Symbol, and he kind of holds up an empty hand, like you should know what that is. They took Joaquin.
I'm going to use one. I'm going to get one use of my divine sense just to be like 100% sure.
Sure.
Are you all right? You don't look well.
Oh, I've been better. I'll be better when I catch up to those damn fools who put me down here. They don't know who they're dealing with. They thought they'd beaten me to death. I've no doubt from the way they kicked me into this pit. It beggars belief how I survived.
So,
And what was this pact that they betrayed you on?
Treasure. There's not as much treasure as people say on this dungeon level. You may not have noticed. Been picked clean, but what we did find was worth a pretty penny. And when I asked for my share of it, there was the sense that it looked better split 3 ways, I think. And the damned bastards betrayed me, beat the absolute living shit out of me, and shoved me in here. I'm pretty sure they thought I was dead when they left.
So
Thank goodness I'm okay. And now I can feel them, he said. He holds his head. I can feel them. Their hearts are still beating. I can feel them.
So just to make sure, I use divine sense, so I can sense every undead or fey or celestial.
Oh, he's undead.
Oh, it's definitely undead. So
Yeah.
can I, seemingly because I know something about undead, can I make an assumption to what it is? Make a roll, or
We'll give you an intelligence check with advantage because your divine sense came off and you know he's undead. We'll give you advantage on that. Straight intelligence or religion.
So while Karen is checking,
I'm sorry, man. You just don't know. In fact, you did know some stuff. You've forgotten that now with that roll. Sorry, Reg.
I know.
Sorry.
You're good. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So Ben sort of takes a knee at the edge of this, and he goes, "You said that they should know, or they don't know who they're fucking with. So, who are they fucking with?"
Haleth Gark, cleric of the Great Wakun, the goddess of wealth. May she bring me all of the money they stole.
Wait, did you say you're a cleric of money?
Yes, of Joaquin. Have you not been to her temples? They are bountiful.
Have I been to their temples?
Why is this one repeating everything I say? Is anybody else up there?
That was a question to DM.
Yeah. Oh, have you been to their temples? Joaquin has got a temple in Waterdeep, and coming from a merchant background, I'm going to assume you've at least heard of Joaquin.
Yeah, I assume.
So who are the 2 members of your crew that you say are still alive?
3. Oh, there were 5 of us to start with, but 4 by the time we got here. Did you know there are damn goblins in this place? It's riddled. And vampires. We had to pay some vampires to get past. This place is slimy with evil. Even so, there was a dwarf, Copper Stormforge, his name was, a couple of humans, Midna and Rex the Hammer, a party of brave adventurers. the fellows of Daggerford, we called ourselves. Fellows. I will kill them. I will get my symbol back, and I will kill them, and I will kill them a lot. And if they are not fully dead after I've killed them, I will stamp on them until they're crushed and killed and crushed.
Smirking a little bit, I'll say. So you are like only interested in revenge?
His eyes widen. Revenge and gold and revenge. They will be crushed. And I'm going to make sure they know it's me that crushes them as they look into my eyes as the light fades from theirs. I can feel their hearts beat. Can I get somebody throw the rope back down? Dave, while this is going on, can I ask you how you're trying to currently kill yourself?
I'm just casually walking, as you do.
Sure.
Trouble.
How much
So
are
you
you
can't.
willing to share in your of your treasure to help to like gain our help to kill your former compatriots?
Look, I've got better than treasure. I'm not going to be exploring any more of this dungeon. When this deed is done, I'll be out of here. And what what my friends had is a map of level 3. I'm pretty sure it's as accurate a map as you're going to find. Much better than anything you might find on this level. This was our secret to being able to plunder the wealth successfully wherever it failed. I'll happily give you the map if you help with my revenge.
I'll turn to the other party, not seeing now that we miss a dwarf. Say, sounds like a good deal. We maybe need that map later.
I mean, your help. Give me a help. Don't give me help. That's fine. I mean,
you're saying your crew has the map, not you.
They've taken everything. It's just me, and I think I've been starving and thirsty down here for at least 5 weeks, maybe 6. Difficult to know how I survived, but somehow I did.
Guys, there's little upside to bringing him up. If we find his crew in this dungeon on this level or another, we can take the map for ourselves. He's clearly undead. Could have been here God knows how long. So if you want to save him, that's on you. I'm going to go check out the wall and see if I can learn something.
Sure.
I don't mind.
That's so typical of you guys. We're going to kill somebody for getting a bit funny. What about getting to know people better?
I don't mind helping get his revenge.
Matt, does Ben know how deep into this skullport is?
No, but on the map, does make it pretty obvious. So there's there are 23 levels, and it's like side views. So it's not like top-down maps. It's like side views with some little hints about some things that might be on levels. For example, next to the 3rd level is like a relief picture with like a rimmed edge, almost like a button, that looks like a flaming skull. Skull port. And then on the 16th level down is a similar looking button, and this one's got a comet on it. And on the 23rd level, the very lowest one, is like a relief, what looks like a button as well, of a tiny tower with a rune engraved on this tower. In fact, you can see that the whole level where the skull is it looks like a whole like a town.
Okay.
Do we recognize the rune on the tower button on the 23rd?
Seems completely foreign. It looks like the markings look similar to arcane type symbols you've seen in the past, but other than that, it's completely unfamiliar.
Not to slow progress, Matt, but you said 3rd level Flaming Skull, 16th level
Comet.
Comet, last level Tower and Rune.
Yep. You guys probably aren't ready for the last level yet.
You say? Ah, you don't say.
I think you don't realize who you're playing with, Matt.
I mean, if you wait 5 more minutes, it's probably that.
I mean, Dave's mentally already walks there and he's challenged Hallister to a
the final
duel.
round, so.
Yeah. So again, these things look like buttons that can be pressed. Haleth is down the pit going, hey, is that rope coming down anytime soon? Or do I need to add you to my kill list? Look, either help me find my would-be old companions, or let me out of this damn pit.
So
I'm up to help him.
Well, let's ask him, did you guys press any of the buttons on the map? Uh-oh.
I'm still here. It's fine.
Oh.
Yep. I'll just plugging the cord in for the second laptop before it went out of battery. I'm back. Yeah, carry on.
So again, I ask the guy in the pit, did you or anyone that you know of push these buttons on this map on the wall?
The map, that's when the arguments started. Some of us wanted to press them, some of us didn't. I said I'd like my share of the gold. They didn't want to give it. Things happened. But we didn't get as far as actually pressing any. Well, they may have done, but after they beat the crap out of me, I kind of lost track. Is that rope coming down anytime soon? I can feel them. He's going to start to climb up.
Look who's back.
He grabs on, starts to climb up. Give me a strength check.
I'm gonna help him, so
Medium.
I'm gonna help him, so give him advantage.
Yep, Christian, strength check advantage. You're good. Yeah, he kind of is quite flexible. As he kind of gets to the top, you can see that although he looks human, he's more like one of his ears has been nibbled off by something, but the other one's got kind of a pointed motif, which leads you to think that his heritage is half elven rather than human. Oh, thank you. Oh, the only thing I'm going to try is to make them very dead, very, very, very dead. I can feel them. They are going to. When do we leave? Do we leave now? Can we head off now? Is it time to go? Is it time for killing?
The dwarf is checking out this map first. What can you tell us about this bit of wall then? This bit of wall there. What's going on with that?
The map. It's a map.
Haleth, would you mind pressing that red skull button?
I mean, is this really pressing concern of yours right now? When the fine fellows walk free, then fine. I'll press the damn button. Which one do you want to press?
The red skull.
He said skull. I know you've only got one ear, but listen to what he's saying.
He presses the skull. And so this magical disembodied voice kind of fills up the room, booming, and it says, "Gate access to Skullport currently disabled," and then stops.
Why do I feel like I'm in an episode of Nightmare right now? I need to get skull jacket, not up here with like bits.
Yeah. That's right. Clues can I give you 3, but
Talking wall.
yep, it just says gate access to Skullport disabled.
Hey guys, you want to relive Strahd and just press the bottom chamber and see what happens?
Why not?
So,
And a disposable NPC, just like Dave's last character, so we should be fine.
We don't have any more shades.
oh, no more shit.
He just said, I'm not pressing any more buttons. Come. I assume you know the way out to this level, to the one below. I can feel their hearts beating beneath our feet. Come, gentlemen. It is time to go to level 2 to carve out our fate of their blood.
You know where level 2 is?
From here, which
Oh
one?
yes.
Good.
Yes. Well, there was a riddle in one of the other rooms, and it led us to here. And as we understood it, somewhere in this room there must have been a secret door, but we never found it. But the door takes us directly to the room where the stairs lead down to level 2. You seem strong. I'm sure you can find our way down there.
You said the secret door is in this room?
Somewhere. I'm afraid I cannot tell you where, but I can feel the way to go. I can feel the stairs down to level 2 are somewhere to the south. It's like I can feel them breathing.
So
I wish I had my clerical symbol, and I could be of proper aid to you in your investigation. But without it, I am powerless.
I sort of like, I walk down to the southern wall and go, what does he mean down here? And what should I? I'll have a little investigation then, Matt. Shall I over the wall?
Yeah, you can have another investigation. Wow. You spent a long time investigating, and you barely find your own shadow.
All right, I tried to find my shadow on this part of the wall over here. Investigation or perception?
Investigation, because you're looking for something very particular in a particular
Ooh.
space.
No shadow.
So basically stuck at level 1 for the entire campaign.
Yeah. I can't
Right,
DM
also-
you guys if you guys aren't going to roll above a 1. I just can't do it. I'm sorry. I'm out.
Take a look at the map a little more carefully, particularly around level 1. Is there any other information that can be discerned from the level 1 portion of it?
Not really, but you guys can spend more time doing it. This time isn't necessarily an issue.
Well, I sort of shrug my shoulders and say, I can't freaking find a door, guys. Get down here and have a look. Grab him. If he knows where it is, or he feels like he's talking, just grab this guy and put his face in the wall or something until he like bleeps a bit harder.
So, Og, you investigating the wall to the east? Sorry, to the west.
Yeah, so Og is gonna. I mean, he's starting at the map because that's the source of information. Because unfortunately, Og doesn't know anything that happened previously on this floor, even though I have taken extensive notes at this point. Yeah, let's like really deep dive on the map.
Sure. I mean, the main thing is the 3 buttons at the top. There's like the City of Splendors. There's this, like, you can see there's a shaft up from the level you're on now that goes up into Waterdeep, which you'd assume is where the Yawning Portal. But there's a couple of other sort of shafts that go up to Waterdeep from this level as well. Yeah, there's one level that looks like it's someone's scribbled on some pictures of these kind of pointy-eared stick men that look like they could be elves of some kind on level 3, but they're like drawn on almost in goblin charcoal. It doesn't look like they were part of the original motif, but I don't think you're going to get too much else from that.
Is there, based on that roll, DM, and if it's not specific to the map, that's fine. Is there anything else that Og notices about this room?
No, other than like in this corner here, there is a pile of hay and urine stains and a smell that I best not describe. You surmise that the goblins have been here a while.
Well, gentlemen,
The
Well,
Haleth Girk, by the way, is like tapping the wall to the south. He's saying, "It must be here. I can feel it. It is growing in urgency and in panic. You must have missed something, Minotaur man."
I mean, you are
gentlemen, I can't speak
you
much to
can
this
speak.
particular room, but it seems as though we have run out of options and must follow our stinky.
You hear a click as Haleth presses something, and part of the wall slides open, revealing one of those less precise-looking passageways. Looks dug rather than carved by the dwarves, maybe at a later date. I told you there was something here. I don't know who normally leads in your party, but send them forth. Recent events have taught me not to be walking with many people behind me, if you take my meaning. Dave, just confirming that Slayer is he's back in the room chilling out, right? He's not
just lingering.
So when you were north, you go past you went past the broken stick area with the little harp playing statuette and the riddles that said, "Gaze upon me with bronze visage and secret shall I reveal." That whole malarkey. But other than that, you didn't see much sign. The corridor is still really clean, by the way. Like the whole floor, there's no debris, there's no dust, there's no nothing. Anyways, you kind of go to this. Going to go south through the secret passageway. It seems to be finishing a dead end over here. The south.
Examine the footprints here all over the floor. Anything particular that we discern from them?
Yeah, give me survival, I think. Yeah. You just recognize the footprints are of different sizes and types, and there's multitudes of them. At some point, this has been a big point of thoroughfare for a large group of people, and it hasn't been disturbed much since.
I don't get this place. Undead boy, what are you feeling now from your colleagues?
It's definitely it's definitely down here somewhere.
Can I
There's
check stonework?
Give me an investigation check. It really is.
I'll provide guidance. Didn't help.
Yeah, the stonework seems back to being of dwarven style. Like you notice this particular wall on your right as you go down, on your left as you go down, but it's on your right on the map. Looks back to being built up in that really strong dwarven fashion. Looks sturdy as hell compared to this little tunnel that went between them that's a little bit more dug out.
Always seeing scratch marks or anything on the floor, which indicates stonework being moved about or anything like that.
Give me an investigation check.
Well, I'll have a look on the floor.
No.
We have so
All right. I tried to see. Well, I was just going to follow the tracks and see if it leads to any point down here.
You said it again. Sorry, you went dead for a second. I think it's just my connection, not yours.
And I was saying I try to follow the tracks and see if they lead to any part of the wall.
Yeah, they lead to where you are now.
All right. Well, I search the cracks in the wall and the floor for any crevices that might show an entrance of some sort or be
Sure.
movable.
You do so.
Ugh.
Are the rest of you guys going to help?
Yes.
I'll help.
My brain still hurts after that bloody intellect thingy. Devourer.
Yeah, as you're searching, there is a particular crack, and the door it swings back into the dwarven wall to the north. Almost, it looks. If it was you and I looking at it, it look quite mechanical, but to these medieval folk of Ferrum, it looks magical the way it kind of swings back into the wall. And you notice you're kind of entering a large room. Just over here, you can see the side of a statue. You can't quite tell what it is from that angle over here. And in the wall to your north is covered in this. It's covered in this fungi. Yeah, it's really manky looking stuff, but it looks organically grown, and it's not. You've not seen it in other places in the dungeon, and it covers most of the wall. Slayer, you've moved right next to it there. Was that intentional?
No, just move there.
Because as you move close to it, it starts to scream. The whole fungus is like. Like on repeat, getting louder and louder and louder. Do you want to do anything?
I'm like, what the hell?
No, I'll just shrug.
Do you want to do anything, Dave?
No, I'll just shrug. I've seen worse.
It's continuing to scream.
Dave,
I'm gonna punch it.
do you mind moving away from the fungus?
So it's here, Alan, just next to where Dave is now, where Slayer is.
I'm also like surprised by it, and I'm like, what the hell is that? It's just-
Okay, give me an attack roll. And roll for damage.
with my fist, unarmed attack. I'm guessing just my horn as well.
Oh, nice. Like you absolutely smash this fungus, like literally smash it into bits. And as you kind of, this pile of fungus mulch goes onto the floor, the screaming stops, which is nice.
And I'm like, oh, sorry. I just wanted to shut up.
Slayer, give me a perception roll. Because a couple of things you would notice now. Yeah, so that's okay. It was only an easy check. So you notice that to the north, coming from this passageway up here, the sound of many, many feet getting somewhat closer.
Guys, there is a stairwell over here to the west.
And you'll also see that this statue, now you see it, is of a dwarf, actually. And who doesn't love a statue of a dwarf? He's an unusual dwarf in that the statue is deformed. He's got a dwarf face, and he looks like he's got a second head that's been carved at a later date, kind of sprouting from this guy's neck up here, and you've got like neck with other head sprouting out from it. So it's pretty horrible, and on the dwarf king's brow is this like crown, this stone circlet.
Is there any more of that fungus maybe? There's no more.
None. There's no more fungus, and it stops screaming. However, I am going to ask: can everyone roll perception? And I'm just going to take a little group average.
That's awful nice.
Hey guys, I don't know if you know this yet, but you should just let me make all of the checks.
So this is really cool.
What this character's built to do.
So we're going to take. I know we're still on initiative, so I'm going to take that off. But we're going to roll new initiative, and there will be a surprise round in which, you're going to get to act, Pete.
Right, so all rolling initiative.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Sweet. Here comes my one.
Why would you call it in?
I gotta call it in. It seems to give me
If there's one thing you've learned from playing poker, if you call in the deuce, you're going to get a deuce.
I was using reverse psychology on roll 20.
Did it work?
Yeah, I got a 16.
Nice. Anyone not see their initiative?
I still think
21.
that my thing it doesn't work with the.
That's okay. If you click your token and click initiative, it should work.
Yeah, but
if you
I cannot click initiative on the D&D Beyond ship.
Oh, that's okay. I can add you separately. You should see a turn on the bottom. Can you add your own initiative to that? What was your initiative, just to save messing around?
9.
Oh, great. So the goblins kind of get the jump on you as they start to appear around the corner. The first thing you see is a bugbear coming around the corner. He kind of takes one look, sees a dwarf, starts to charge, and then this goblin will come out here, and you'll see this kind of goblin appear, and he will take a shot at, again, probably Slayer from where he is. Slayer, who seems to be pinkish, but is at the front of the group.
21, Matt, by the way.
Oh, you got 21 initiative. Cool.
Yeah.
This will still be the surprise round though, so I will sort that out in a moment. So what's basically happening is, if you know that scene in Lord of the Rings when they're in Balin's tomb and suddenly there's 5,000 goblins like crawling up the walls and kind of hordes. That's kind of what you've got to imagine is going on here from that corner. This is Goblin Central, and everyone brought their friends to a big goblin party.
So let's think back to the film. What did they do? They ran away. What are we going to do? Probably not run away.
A second bugbear.
Yeah, well, nobody's wearing mithril right now, so we also don't have a Gandalf.
And there'll be more arrow shots heading towards Slayer. Again, goes wide over his head there, which is fantastic news. Just see another one peeking out from the corner. And then there's yet another one peeking out from the corner. It looks like he's had his running shoes on. There's another one that's going to run down behind them over here. And then, Alan, it's your turn. Like, you get a sense just from the way that it's not your turn because you rolled a very poor perception. They've definitely got the jump on you. These are goblins in surprise mode. Yeah. And then another one that's going to be coming around the corner. Like, they're just legging it in at the moment. And then there's another one. Can be there. And then Grim, you rolled low on perception. And then next one comes over here. You guys seeing all the goblins pour in?
I have one token on my roll 20.
So Slayer, the next. Yeah. There's a lot of line of sight from there, actually, to be fair. But Slayer, from where you are, you take an arrow to the shoulder, and it does 9 points of piercing damage on a critical hit. This one is going to be short bow towards Grim for no damage, and skip Karen. I know it's taking a while, but there is a horde here. This is towards Slayer. Slayer 6 piercing damage.
GG.
This guy is just gonna run in. Where's that? Yep, that one. He's gonna get in, but he will not be attacking. Then a third bugbear is going to come charging out of the room. I would say they definitely heard the fungus. Would be my perception here. Where are you on initiative, Pete?
Rolled a 24 for the perception, but a 11 for initiative.
Oh, okay. You should have gone already. That's okay.
It's no big deal. Despite hearing all of this ruckus, old Ben is going to go this direction.
And Slayer, that's another 6 points of piercing damage there. And now the initiative order is going to start. So that's the surprise. And like Lord of the Rings music plays in your head, and there's the whole room just erupts and fills with these goblins coming around the corner. Some of them are like still readying their bows as they come round. Others are still trying to unsheath swords. You caught them off guards for sure, but at the same time, there was a big noise a second ago that Slayer was happy to shrug and ignore. And until the big cow silenced it, that was pretty loud. So, Lord Fontaine Slayer, it's on you. You've got stuff to hit. Live in the dream.
Just got to charge into the fray, as you do.
Going for the biggest thing. No, you're good. You're good. Are you trying to hide there?
I assume that missed.
That is a miss.
And we're gonna second wind to get some health back.
Yep.
So 9 hit points.
Nice. Oh, you are not creeping downstairs. I don't think any of the party notice either, because he's just scored 27 for stealth. See you next week when we resolve this combat.
Flying solo.
Okay, is that it for you,
Dave,
Slayer?
you don't even get to talk shit. Mister, I'm going to try and walk over these mountains.
Right, I'm done.
Okay, the bugbear is going to hit you because he's got this big morning star looking thing. It's just this massive mace.
Which
and
one?
He is the one that's right next to you.
Oh, the 19 one. Okay.
Yeah. He is going to do 8 points of piercing damage. He doesn't catch you with the bulk of this morning star, but like one of the spikes on it just like rips at the side of your armor there. I've done them in the wrong order. That's okay. And then the other bugbear is going to charge towards Grim. And he will also be attacking with his morning star and rolled a 19 for 10 piercing damage. Again, you manage to duck out the way of this thing as it sails over your head, but you kind of get scraped by one of the spikes on the way down. Then there are some goblins, and they're going to start to take up positions and shoot their bows. This next one shoots at Karen. Oh, wrong button.
Say the Russian goblins.
Yeah, 6 points of piercing damage, Karen.
6 points, okay.
Yeah, and then this one up here is going to be doing some damage to Alan. He's going to roll a crit on Alan. Not really. He failed to hit on him. And then this one up here is going to be charging with his scimitar. Look, I'm missing. Like, goblins don't normally like to fight like this, but when they can swarm and they just sense the fight going their way, they are going to surge forward. This one will be using a scimitar on Slayer, and will be missing. This one up here. This one's going to be shooting at Alan, and he'll be missing. I mean, they're only goblins, right? This one. Accurate. And this one shoots at Grim and gets a critical fail. And the last one to attack before you, Alan, is going to be charging towards Slayer and has his scimitar out for 3 slashing damage. Alan, it's on you.
So I'm going to, sort of as I duck out the way of the arrow going flying past my ear, I let out an almighty roar, and I go completely crazy, and I will charge into this, declaring rage and reckless attack. How dare you try and hit me? And I will hit him.
Oh man, you need to. He's dead.
He's dead.
Yeah, he just kind of. It's like watching somebody take a running shot with a baseball bat, except it's a bat. Oh yeah, you killed him and his dad and a few of his unborn children.
I barrow into this one with the rest of my movement.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm trying to intimidate these guys really bad. Like I'm really shouting.
I mean, they look intimidated. The corpse of the last one was smashed into the wall.
Yeah.
But it's chaos, and they're enjoying the chaos at the moment. They feel like because there's more of them, they're definitely going to win. You can see the battle fervor is upon them. Roll for attack.
Sorry, say again. What for me?
You get second attack, right?
No. I haven't got second attack.
Oh, okay, cool. No, of course you haven't. Yeah, because you're multi-class. In which case, there'll be a short bow fired at you, which does 3 points of piercing damage.
It's getting me angrier.
Does your rage halves that though to 1, right?
It does. Yeah, half it. Yeah, resistance.
I'm sure you haven't forgotten. Grim, still new.
Nope, not at all.
All right, I'm going to inflict wounds on the bugbear to my east at 2nd level.
Okie dokie.
Oh, Christ!
I mean, I'm really trying to help you guys, but the last few weeks you are literally killing yourselves with ones.
And then
The dice has 20 sides on it. Just saying.
I throw out my beard tender of smiting.
Oh yeah, no. Flaming beard comb is on its way. There you go.
There. And he'll take a swipe at the same bow bugger.
Wow. Unfortunately, misses. No shave and a haircut to Bob for the goblin this time.
I'll hold my ground.
Yep. Makes sense. This one's going to come around to here. He'll be shooting at Alan. I'm talking quickly because I want to get a few of the goblin shots done. And that is done. The next one is going to take up a little position in the corner. I'm going to try and hide in the shadows there and take a shot at Chiron, like so. And he will miss. Next goblin here is going to kind of charge around the side to where Alan is to get bloody revenge on his friend, but fail with a roll of 1. There's a few on the back row that are going to continue shooting at Alan because he's the only one that's killed a goblin. Alan, take 10 points of slashing damage, but halved due to your current rage.
Okay.
And Chiron, it's on you.
Okay, I'm gonna do something fun.
I attack Og running down the stairs and
Dark. I'm gonna have darkness here.
Yep. Yeah.
So basically,
So what happens? What does everyone see?
no, they see me resetting some arcane ward and a big ball of darkness like spawn where all of the goblin are. And so it's here. So he gets all of these goblins that now they don't see anything.
Great.
Is a 15 like 15 square thing. No, square. It's like a circle.
Okay.
And so there is this darkness here, and the goblin are basically can see outside of the darkness. And then I'll move. I go here in close combat to here, and get so I can get an advantage on the guy. And that's my turn.
Right. And then the bugbear here. So he's just on the edge of the darkness, but he's going to go plunging in.
Yeah.
And
in this 15-foot radius.
He'll be trying to hit.
Yeah.
I'll put a point down in a minute, but he'll be trying to hit Slayer with his Morning Star, but he'll do so at disadvantage and swing wide over his head.
Hey, Matt.
Yep.
I guess I dropped out of initiative, unless you removed me.
No, I did not.
Because I'm at 11.
Okay, we can go back to that in a second. 2 secs.
Yeah. Take your time.
Yeah, you should have been before Karen there.
Yeah, it's fine. I just.
Oh, the bugbear's just missed. We'll do you now. He's halfway down the stairs.
Well, based on the last 18 odd seconds of hearing continuing combat and no one following, he will Ogben will sneak back up to about here. And in
I really thought you were up to the second level for next week would just be the Adventures of Og. What Og did when everyone else was having that big fight with the goblins.
And in a very loud but clear voice, utilizing my bonus action, Og will recite, "There was a young goblin named Zeke. He loves to hide children and make them scream eek. He hides in their toys and then makes a noise. So close your eyes and don't peek, and he will inspire Grim, Alan, and the only other person that he can see is, I guess, Kyron." And that's all three. That's all 3 dice, boys. So.
What is that? You've given us what, an extra D4?
It's D6. Yes.
On what? On anything we can use?
Anything, basically anything.
And you can do it after you've done it. And Kyron as well.
Yes. Let me just verify that I can actually do 3. Let's see. Where's it?
I've not seen somebody use 3 before. However, I don't have the rules in front of me. It's been a while since I've rolled with a bard.
You can only use 1 at a time. I'm not completely sure.
I mean, that might be correct. I think I can only, as a bonus action on your turn, 1 creature. Fuck. All right, then.
I'll let you give another one with your main action. So we'll call it 2 if you want to spend your action doing it also.
Yeah, all right. Then I'll give it to Grim and...
It was a good rhyme.
And Alan... Yeah, he's not much of a singer, but he might fuck up some limericks, so... Yeah, so... Sure.
Cool. So that's the thing you did. Any more movement or any other shenanigans? Probably.
I think I've only got 30 feet. I don't think I have.
Yeah.
Nice. But I assume I am still quite stealthed.
Yeah, not a lot of them have seen you for sure.
Cool. That's all I got.
And they've got other things to worry about. So this one here is going to rush forward and slice with his scimitar. Kyron, are you in the orb of darkness or not?
I'm outside of the darkness.
Outside of those. Okay, it's
I
cool.
mean, I can kind of paint it.
Yeah, I think. Can you just paint it for me while I carry on attacking with goblins? Because this one's going to fire at you with a short bow and miss. Unless your AC happens to be 11. This one's going to fire his short bow at you and miss. And this one is going to be going there. And this one will be at disadvantage against Slayer with a scimitar. Slayer, you just see you feel another goblin kind of huddling up behind you. And you are now encompassed on all sides by green skin bodies. And another short bow twangs. And this arrow does 5 points of piercing damage to Karen. When you're ready, Karen.
Yeah, 5 points of piercing damage on me, yes.
And also a concentration check.
Yeah.
There's quite a big bubble then of darkness.
Yeah, so you're fine. So you just see this undead half-elf run round the corner. He hasn't got a weapon. He's just like holding his fists up like this. I'm going to find my friends! And just see him smash this goblin right in the chops. One of the ones attacking Slayer. And it will do 14 points of bludgeoning damage. And as he hits it, it kind of smashes this goblin, pummels this goblin head into the floor. Like boom, goblin goes down absolutely solidly there. And then he kind of piles up next to Alan, and there's a bugbear to the south of where Slayer is, and you're just going to see him take another swing, like as this big bugbear's got his grisly mouth wide open, and basically Hallis tries to basically punch his fist down his open throat and choke the thing to death, and he will do 10 points of bludgeoning damage to the bugbear.
Wow, badass.
And like this this like whole spurt of blood like explodes out of the bugbear, and you just kind of see him go Joachim and kind of shake his head heroically, and like he's lusting in the blood. And then another goblin's going to plunge out of the darkness this time and attack Kyron with his scimitar. What's your AC, Kyron? 17?
17.
That's 9 points of damage then. So he kind of like slices up from the bottom, and then Slayer, it's your turn.
Right. So I can't see these guys now, can I? They're in the darkness.
Can't see them. You can try and attack them, but it's disadvantage.
Okay.
Because you kind of were aware of where they were.
I'm going to hit twat the guy to the south as he got like sucker punched by the guy behind me.
Yeah, the bugbear, good idea.
Is that a hit or miss?
That is a miss.
Go again.
That is a hit.
For 8 slashing damage.
Cool. He will take it. I think he's still alive. Just check. Yeah, he's still good. He's not looking very well. Like he's covered in blood from the fist that went down his throat, and he's kind of woozy now from your smash as well. He looks like he could go down at any minute.
Let's be done.
Give me a perception check.
Who, me? Okay. The norm.
Forget I said anything. I don't know why I bother. I literally don't. Forget it. You try and help you guys out with some perception checks now and then, but okay, that's fine. We'll move on.
They've got a cave troll. Stop.
This bugbear's going to get on with swinging his Morningstar at Grim and doing 13 points of piercing damage. Wow. This one just hits you full on in the side with the weight of the Morningstar. It's pretty horrible. And the goblin that's still up against the wall is going to twang his short bow at you there as well, but he misses you, Grim. The other bugbear that's to the northeast of Dave, is in darkness. So he will get disadvantage. And he will fail to. What's your AC? 12. Oh, he will succeed, Slayer, in doing 7 points of damage. And the goblin that's next to Alan will be attacking him with a scimitar for 3 points of slashing damage, reduced to 1. I think that round. Don't know if that rounds down or up, but we'll round down and be generous until I can be able to look it up. Another goblin's short bow will be fired at Kieran, and that will be a miss. And then one to the bottom right of Slayer. I'll be raising his scimitar and trying to charge into Slayer as well, but that will miss too. And Alan, it'll be your turn.
So I'm just literally, as I've barreled into this guy here to my east, I'm still going to scream at these things as I reckless attack, obviously, with my great weapon.
Yep.
Bang,
Oh, dies.
bang, bang.
This one. Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, he's
That one.
he's dead. Yep. Goblin puddle.
And then I sort of like turn around and action surge this one here. Is that,
Yep.
Is that goblin just there?
Yep. Yep.
Should have advantage on them.
Yep. You do. Because you're still reckless.
I'm still reckless.
Once you're reckless at the start of the turn, yep, you're good. That goblin goes down as well. It's like smash, smash. You're like, they are at the earth, and you have a shovel, and you just like shovel of fucking goblins over there. And it's starting to look a bit more nervous. Anything else from you, Alan?
So have I killed that one?
Sorry, you killed 2 goblins, but
I've killed that one.
yeah, you killed the one over here and the one above you. So there's one to the. You killed 2.
Yeah, so
I've deleted 2.
Yeah, that's it. So I just ready
Nice.
myself, and I sort of like, as I kill this one to the north of me, I just sort of like slowly turn to that goblin and snort at him.
I think you're gonna have. I can't quite fathom what that snort sounds like. Would you mind just?
Hang on.
Just sounds like you're farting, mate.
Slayer. Yeah.
It comes out. My
DM regrets asking. Make a note. Slayer, the goblin to the right of you does 7 points of slashing damage, even with disadvantage. And the goblin plunging out of here, somewhere near the cone of fire, will run past the cone of fire and attack Grim from the south. But will miss. And Grim will be on you.
All right, I'll try to inflict wounds on the bugbear once again.
I mean, the onus is on you not to roll a 1 this time.
And do I get a plus D6?
You can use it. You can use it on any roll, but it's a one-time deal.
Oh, okay.
But you can roll it. You can roll it first and then decide to add it as well.
Do I still get? Because I've not used mine. Do I still bank?
Yeah. Yeah. You've got a minute, 10 minutes. 10 minutes to spend it.
Yeah, it all depends on what Matt decides to roll, but by book it's 10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. 10 minutes is good. You can roll your d6 now, Grim, if you wish, for your bardic inspiration. You're inspired by the limerick you heard behind you. And who
But I
wouldn't
only get to use it once, and then it goes away. Correct?
Correct.
Yeah, but currently you're on a miss.
Yeah. All right. Give it a shot.
Don't use it there. It's like, despite your empowerment by the epic limerick of limericks from the orc behind you, you still fail to find your foe with this bugbear.
As the voice to burn, I think you should throw your computer out and get.
Yeah, at this juncture. All right, I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith on myself for a
Makes
plus
sense.
2 AC as my bonus. When I become
Wow. So you'll have an AC of 20.
Yeah.
Those were the days.
Wow.
And that's all I can do.
Can't beat it. So another arrow shot is going to come towards you, actually, Grim. It won't hit you with that AC. Definitely not. Target's on you.
It appears that my comrades are very incompetent.
Can I just double check as well? Can any of you, with any of your magical sight, I know some people have got devil sight and things, can any of you see through that magical darkness?
Nope. I don't have double sight.
Shout now if you can, just in case anything happens behind it I need to tell you or not tell you about. I'm
Probably
going to assume
don't
that you
need to
can't.
tell us.
Right. Okay. That's good. Nothing to see here then. Don't worry. Go about your business. Carry on. Oh,
I guess Og closes to here. DM, it's up to you if this is sneak attack or not. I assume based on adjacent and
absolutely.
the fact that nobody knows I'm standing
Well,
there.
the way I rule sneak attack is you wouldn't get sneak attack based on the adjacentness because he's Grim's engaged with the bugbear as well. So, like, kind of a one-on-one deal. However, because you were in hiding and you sprung out from being in hiding, I'll allow it on this occasion.
Okay.
And that's a hit anyway. That's good. I don't know what you could roll where this goblin would live. Let's try. No, he's dead.
Cool. I would like to then use a cunning action to shit.
Take a shit.
Wow.
Take a shit. You can take a shit as a bonus action. Nice.
I mean, I would like to dash, but
You can dash.
no, because this whole room is filled with people who aren't going to follow me.
You are not wrong. Goblins do not often charge at orcs. They weren't keen on charging at the Minotaur.
I guess I will. I'm not engaged, so I guess I'll go back to this corner and then hide.
I like it. Good. So what's this goblin do? He is going to see the darkness and go around it. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Comes out here. He is going to be shooting and very likely missing Grim with his Shield of Faith. Yep, that is a miss. And Chiron, it's on you. Chiron? Hello?
Can't tell if he froze or not. Forgive, you're up.
Forgive?
Yeah, sorry.
You are a character called Chiron. Or Kieran.
Yeah, I was wait, what?
Okay.
Who is he calling again?
I'll just say ex-Catboy. We'll go for ex-Catboy.
Okay, yeah. So I'm going to attack this goblin here with my super ginormous sword. And but I'm going to use it for a spell. That's gonna be this one. Oh, it doesn't roll the. It's like the action. Yeah. Yeah. So it's 10 plus what the fuck? Plus it's 18 points of damage
On the goblin.
on the goblin. Yeah.
Okay. Don't like to use the word overkill, but overkill. Like he is, like the size of your sword and the size of this goblin. It's like you've just sliced some ham. It hurts. Anything else?
Where are you, Kieran? You're just above me, aren't you? Yeah.
What?
I'm just wondering where you
Anything
are.
else?
If I see what you're doing, I'm really happy that the sword is doing this awesome damage. I'm getting
Yeah.
fighting by you. I'm like, come on.
And then
There's a picture of the sword in Trello. It looks, I think,
I
or
just
it
move
looks pretty
here
cool.
to like stay shoulder to shoulder with my little buddy, the Minotaur.
Okay, cool.
DM, we have
Buddy.
Yeah, I can see Winter. You've arrived. Welcome.
Yes, I have. I've been watching the live stream while I was waiting for my car. It was awesome.
Oh, nice.
That was great.
Yeah, we'll take a break.
I can't click on my token to hit initiative if that's possible. I'm not sure what's happening, but
No,
looks
you
like
also not on the screen yet. So we're going to wait till it's Howard's go, because Grim has the stone of best friend summoning, and he can then summon you. But if you give me initiative roll now, and we can put you in the table. I'll put your token on ready for that glorious moment.
Nice.
And what was initiative?
20.
Okay. Well, that's reasonable. Can you now see what's going on, Leif?
let me zoom in, zoom out. No, right now I got a black screen.
It's not much different, except instead of a black screen, it's filled with goblin tokens. So, close.
Yeah, imagine the black screen and somebody just took all of their counters with goblins on them. Your light settings are fine. You should be able to see. You might need to reload your map. But either way, it's Kyron.
Yeah.
Any extra stuff from Kyron?
Nope. I move like shoulder to shoulder with him, and that's good. And that's what.
Cool. Then it is the turn of a bugbear. This is the one to the south of Slayer. He is not in darkness. He's going to raise his Morning Star and try and slam Slayer on the noggin. And oh my goodness. He crits for 24 and does 19 points worth of damage, Slayer.
I'm out cold.
He's like straight on the helm. And anyone close to Slayer just feels the noise of this thing and the squelch of this dwarf hit the ground unconscious. He's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. Another goblin kind of comes around the outside of the darkness. They don't want to plunge into that darkness. They're not sure what's in there. They want to go around the outside. They're going to shoot with bows at Grim, and they are going to miss because Grim is hard as nails.
And when okay, yeah.
And this one runs out of the darkness to attack. Kyron with his scimitar, and he will 8 slashing damage. Kyron.
8 slashing.
8 slashing. The half elf next to Slayer squares up with this bugbear, having just punched it, and he is going to try and start beating on it again. This kind of undead, monstrous half elf raise his fists, and he will do a grand total. For the first hit, he gets 18 points. The second hit, another 12 points, and he just like pummels the bugbear and even kind of punches him once on the way down until the bugbear is a pile of bloody bugbear mess on the floor. So that is the bugbear there. Great. And that is about when you guys see a brain-shaped thing appear within 5 foot of the bugbear. This is a brain with very tiny legs.
You can see what's going to happen.
And
Matt, are you joking?
actually, yeah, you see it as it kind of. You do not want to be on the other 3rd level later. Anyway, that's fine. We'll get there. Yeah. Okay. And then it's another goblin here. He's going to run through and try and stick more scimitars in Kyron. And he rolls 6 points of piercing damage. Another crit. And the bugbear right next to Grim is going to do 9 points of piercing damage with a roll of 22. And Slayer, it's on you to make a death save. Yep. Pass. He's good at those. It's the practice. The other bugbear is going to come out here and start smashing at Alan with the Morningstar for 14 points of piercing damage.
7.
Lots of goblins taking pot shots at Slayer because he's the only person they can see around the darkness. But they are going to miss. Another one is attacking Karen there with his scimitar. You guys have narrowed down the amount of goblins. It's going to miss. But there's still a few goblins around. This goblin's going to attack Haleth. And that will. Oh, you see the this half elf, like we said, one ear was really tattered, like the remnants of this horrible, grim-looking ear kind of gets sliced off. But he doesn't seem to notice, although the goblin cackles in delight as it falls. And another goblin here is going to be shooting for 6 points of piercing damage at Karen, which will be a Constitution save again. And the last goblin is going to he's going to stab Slayer's body. He just kind of sees this dwarf lying on the floor, and he picks up his scimitar and it's like kind of enjoying watching the blood spurt out and feeling like he's actually contributing. Slayer, you failed a death save.
Nice.
Alan?
To that save if you get struck.
Oh, Alan, sorry, that's me.
Yeah.
No, only if it's a crit.
It's not crit.
So
You're good.
I'm sort of like shoulder to shoulder with my new buddy, and I'm gonna attack this guy here. Still, blood covered over my horns and all my fur.
Ignore the brain. It is not important here.
Well, I don't think I've seen it yet.
To be fair, it scurried into the darkness pretty quickly.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go. 19, 15, 20, 30 million hit points damage.
No, still alive? No, I'm joking. It is dead. Which goblin it was again?
This one. I think that's a bugbear, isn't it?
Yeah. That is a bugbear, and that dies.
Okay.
Explain how grim it looks when this bugbear dies.
You just cleave him in two, and as his head comes off, it sort of catches on my horn. So I've now got like a severed bugbear head on my right horn.
Thankfully, if anything did appear from that bugbear's brain as it demised, you wouldn't know about it because it would be in magical darkness that someone conjured there.
So my best of my movement, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna sort of like. Is that goblin there attacking anybody? So if I move away to
Which one?
there, this one.
Oh yeah. A lot of them were attacking Karen. I don't know how Karen. How are you looking? Are you looking well?
28 point left.
Okay.
Actually. This I think. Let's back up a minute. I've got a bonus action, I think, of a hammering horn. So immediately after you hit a creature. Oh no, after you hit a creature, yeah, that one's dead. Okay, don't worry.
Yeah, once a Minotaur hits a goblin, there's not a lot of goblin left to play with, to be honest.
But before we go to that, actually, I want to ask a rules question to the guys about that hammering horn.
Sure. Grim, it's on you. And for a bonus action, you can pull out your magical stone and summon a friend.
All right, so I'll summon Winter with the bonus.
No worries.
And then for my main action, I'm going to preserve life with 25 points, allocating 20 to Slayer and 5 to me.
Nice. So Slayer, you're back in the game.
Awesome.
And unfortunately, that's all I have since my bonus was used. But Winter, go for it.
Yeah, there's more goblins. You're very quiet, Winter, there.
Oh, sorry. See if I can fix that.
Yeah, you were louder earlier.
Yeah, you were fine earlier.
I've got you turned up full volume and I could barely hear you. The goblin to the south of... oh, it's disappeared. That's fine. Of Chiron fails to hit him. And there's another goblin here next to Alan that he's moved next to. He's going to raise his mighty scimitar. Oh, and he does 7 points of slashing damage to the Minotaur. He's delighted. Big hairy cow. Yeah, not so strong now. August, your turn.
Is that rounded down, Matt?
I haven't rounded it down. 7 slashing, so it'll be 3. 3 damage. And actually, that goblin's going to bonus action disengage and just move around here. No, he's going to bonus action disengage.
Oh, big one.
Yeah, there was. August, on you.
Right. So, is this token meant to be here?
Yep.
Cool.
It's just run away from a Minotaur. Like it got strike on a Minotaur when it's facing the other way, and now it's gleefully running.
Surprise, bitch!
That's exactly the one.
Maybe not.
No, I'm afraid not. Awkward. That's okay. He hadn't seen you, but it just randomly almost tripped over himself as you were trying to slice him, and he just got lucky. Anything else from you?
Yeah, bonus action, disengage, and go back to this corner.
No more limericks? It's disappointing.
No, I have to write them, Matt. Jesus.
Slayer, from where you are, you see, you feel like you've got
Right.
Yeah. I think you should make an intelligence saving throw.
Oh, God. Oh!
Every week!
Like your head explodes in pain for 7 psychic damage. What is your intelligence, Dave?
13.
Yeah, he still
13.
maintains roll.
Yeah, that's fine. You're good. You're good. You sense that this thing is trying to shrink the very organ in your head, but you manage to resist it with your mighty dwarven intellect. And you see, just the edge of this brain, like leg it, just feel little footsteps disappear off into the darkness again.
Testing 1.
Yeah, it's much better. Much better.
If that happens
Grim,
again, I just gotta jump out, jump back.
Yeah, that's cool. That worked well. Grim, you got an arrow sailing over your head there. Nothing doing there. And Chiron, it's on you.
Okay, so I'll drop the.
I was hoping you wouldn't say that. My brain's hiding there. You're dropping the darkness, right?
Yeah, I cast Shield of Fate on myself.
Yep.
And then I'll attack this goblin here with my booming blade.
Ping the goblin again.
This here.
Yeah, nice.
Oh, this here. Sorry.
Yep, makes sense. This one. I'm hovering my finger over the delete button in anticipation. Here we go.
15.
Yeah, it's. And again, there's no way this goblin should be able to survive that. The blade is twice the size of the goblin. It just smashes against the floor. As the darkness disappears, the rest of you will see that there's a brain on the floor here, and there's a little brain on the floor over here. Cheeky. Anything else from you, Karen?
No, that's not.
Nice. Goblins are starting to look more nervous. He's going to take a shot at Grim again for 6 piercing damage. And he's going to just leg it into this room over here. Just see him disappear in this camp. I just says, they're all over us. Come on, boys. And the one next to you, Kyron, is going to attack with the scimitar for 3 slashing damage.
My AC is 19 at the moment.
Yeah, he's just rolled a 21.
Okay, I'll shield. I'll use shield.
Yeah, makes sense. The scary-looking undead guy is going to raise his fist and going to... Oh, blimey. Like, he smashes the goblin just to the south of Slayer, like, when this goblin kind of falls back 10 feet before destroying himself on the floor, and then he turns around, sees the goblin behind him, and then smashes again, this time a blow from the top of the head, pummeling him down, and the goblin just disintegrates in a bloody mess. The bugbear next to Grim is going to raise his Morning Star, and Grim, you just managed to dive out of the way this time. You're expecting it. And Slayer, it's on you.
Well, unleash it to the goblin to the east of me.
Yep.
Oh, God.
That is miss. Slayer, nobody wants to see that.
And second attack.
That's it. Come on. You got this. Oh. It's still alive. It's still clinging on. It's still clinging on. Any movement? Or bonus actions? Okay. Aleif, it's on you. You've kind of stepped out of this peaceful, water-deep tavern room into what looks like a very messy brawl. There are brains on the floor. There's flying, burning cones. There are angry bugbears and goblins. There's a couple of faces you haven't seen before. And other than saying, what the absolute fuck, what is it you'd like Aleif to do?
Does Lord Voden look really...
Yeah.
Yes. Slayer looks pretty hurt. Grim doesn't look very well.
Oh, shit.
Grim looks like he's just about parrying blows left and right from this bugbear there.
Okay, so then I'm going to take a bonus action to disengage and move. I got a delay. It's moving slowly.
Yeah, that's cool.
Right there. And then I'm going to take a sharpshooter shot at this bug.
The one next to Grim? Oh, nice. That's a hit.
Yeah. And because he's next to him, I believe I get sneak.
Yep.
I'll be right back, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. It's all good.
There's a lag, I believe.
Yep, just Roy's. Oh my god. Did you get critical sneak?
I think so.
Sure did.
Can that arrow go through to the next one next to Kieran?
Explain how it actually looks when a life murders this bugbear in one shot.
Oh, simplicity. He just takes the arrow, he shoots it, it goes right from behind into his neck, it protrudes in the front of his neck, right in front of our friend, and he drops
When what you see is the Morning Star being raised one more time, and as the Morning Star's up, the arrow just comes like out of the neck like that, and it just topples to the side, and you see a Leif behind you, possibly looking slightly smug.
I nod.
Anything else from your Leif?
That's it.
Goblin is going to shoot a Leif because a Leif suddenly looks pretty scary, but fail. Sure, I see a Leif. 17, yeah, definitely fail. He's going to run around here.
So is the goblin to the east of Slayer dead now?
No, he's got one health left. The one he shot was the one next to Grim.
Beg your pardon. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, and the goblin to the right of Karen now, attacking with scimitar for 3 slashing damage to Karen. The goblin down here comes running up and attacking Slayer.
Still 24.
Your AC is 24.
Yeah, because shield is like active until my next round.
But he rolled 23, so if that's not a hit, then it won't do any damage. And Slayer, it will do 8 slashing damage to you. And then Alan, it'll be on you.
So I'll engage this guy to the right of me. I'm getting quite giggly with the blood and the gore that's dripping off me in the head.
Oh yeah, you look a right sight.
16. Last 6 is radiant.
Oh, that's a hit.
So 8, 10, 16 damage.
That goblin is dead. He said to the surprise of no one.
And I will move around to down to this one here, and just slowly raise my great axe. And I don't think there's anything else I can do yet.
Come on, little goblin, you can do this.
Nope. I think it's done.
Nope. Okay, cool. And then this little brain next to you, Slayer, you're gonna need to make an intelligence check again, which is a pass. And you'll just see this brain just run off to the northern passage.
So I noticed this, and I just shout to everyone, "Kill the brains!
Grim, it's on you.
Kill those
All right.
bloody brains!"
I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Never a bad plan.
Alright. 29. And then my Comb of Spiting. Let's see.
I mean, for once, you've got no goblins and bugbears attacking you. You can see this one here, but the rest are all up to the north.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, the beard comb is on the move.
Yep. He will attack the one next to Slayer.
Yeah, that one's pretty wounded as well.
Oh, got him. Finally.
It's dead. It's dead. Like this thing, like starts at the top of the goblin's head and just gives them a bloody fiery comb. Like you won't ever forget.
And then I'll move.
You're finally not pinned.
Next to the dwarf. Okay.
Okie dokie. And then it is the turn of this goblin here. He's going to shoot at Slayer for 4 points of piercing damage.
Oh, one left.
And then he's going to run away. This fight does not look like it's going in their favor. Make an intelligence check as well, Slayer. Oh, good critical success. And he will blip, blip, and you see this like brain start to run away again. Like it's just close enough to try and do this damage to you, and then just legs it back to the north. August, on you.
Oh, if I peek around this corner, what is here? Nothing.
See a brain there?
No, I'm on the bottom. I'm not nearly
okay.
concerned about anything. I'm trying to see where Grim ran off to.
Oh, he's up here.
Okay. I can't get to him though. And I didn't take any distance healing.
Oh, I'm in good shape right now. You saw me cast some healing magic on myself.
Right. And I probably definitely can't get to... No, I can't get to any of them. Well, maybe.
Your buddy Slayer could use some help.
Oh, Slayer looks rough. Slayer looks like he's the wrong end of a bad night on the tiles.
I can actually get to Slayer. But would Og do that?
There's the rub.
That's the real question.
Benefit is there to keeping Slayer around?
He's between you and the walking brains.
Yeah, but Og is not worried. Not like Og could have been down in the next level already, like for 4 rounds. Fine. Everybody gets 1, Dave.
How much healing do you do?
9 sneak damage, so take that how you will.
I don't think you get sneak healing.
So 6 total.
Yep, sounds good. If there's nothing else, the goblin that's just to the top left of Slayer, we'll see Slayer bathed in this healing light, and will therefore try and slash at him, which he will fail to do. Kyron, it's on you.
Pretty easy. I'm gonna attack this one here.
Mm-hmm.
And I use my booming blade, so it's more damage.
Mm-hmm.
You get this damage too. The first one. So it's 13 points of damage.
Sweet. Yeah, it's dead. It's so dead.
What's it sound like? It's just booming. I mean, it's like thunder damage.
It's thunder. Yeah, it's thunder damage. You see my blade that basically like has this like slightly faint arc of lightning covering and then he unleashes a loud sound when it struck the goblin.
That's really cool.
I will. I'll make a handout for it so I can show you guys what it looks like in session next week.
Yeah. No, I just noticed obviously thunder damage. That's really cool, man. Really cool.
Anything else, Karen?
Nope.
Okay. Some goblins get to do some stuff, but a lot of that stuff is going to be retreating. Seeing Slayer looking nearly down, this one's going to take a pot shot for 8 piercing damage to you, Slayer.
He's out again.
He legs it around the corner.
What a waste of an action. Ugh.
He gets up again. Never gonna heal.
A little goblin face appears around the corner. We'll take a pot shot at Grim, which will miss. All right, we'll do 7 piercing damage, Grim. Nice. And then you just see his little face disappear from around the corner again. And that is probably... No, definitely where you see the 2-headed monstrosity coming around the corner. What is this? Why come to our lair? And the other one, the other head looks half asleep as it's walking in, and as it's the first head sort of shouts, the second head goes, "Oh, yes, get out, get out." and it's going to. Yeah, it's going to use the rest of its action to get closer to where you are, and it's going to thump over here. Which is great because Haleth, seeing this, is going to charge towards the biggest thing in the room and just start beating it up with his fists. Because that makes total sense. And he does a significant amount of damage. Like you see, like he's got this bulbous muscles in the front, and Haleth's like with his right fist, with his left fist, and you can see the scars of where these fists are tearing into this large giant's flesh. Slayer.
Do death saves and success saves stack, or do they get refreshed?
Refreshed.
Refreshed every time.
Clear those bad boys.
Womp womp.
Great minds.
Oh
I
man!
just see my corpse getting picked up by the giant.
I mean, Slayers, you have some nights that are really pretty awesome, and then there's this one. Right, Winter. It is Elias' turn.
Yeah, I see this new threat, and I'm gonna take a shot at him with the same longbow sharpshooter.
Yep, nice. It's a hit. Stain visibly takes a step back from your like that, and kind of looks dazed for a second. It takes a hell of a lot more damage.
And that's my turn.
Looks pretty wounded. And that's about when you see his even better looking big brother come around the corner. Just like he didn't actually do anything by the time he gets charged into the room. Where are the boys? Get those gobbos in here. And then this goblin's going to come around here, and he's going to shoot Grim. Probably doing nothing as always. Oh, every time I've said probably doing nothing, I've rolled over 20. 5 piercing damage, Grim.
You hit me every single round.
Your AC is only 20 after all, so obviously Goblin's just going to cut right through that. One misses Karen, and Alan, it's your turn.
So I'm in combat with this guy here. So to the east of me.
These little brains are still running around everywhere. I mean,
I'm trying to get to them.
Yeah, that Goblin's down.
Move into that one.
Yep.
Well, you're next.
Nope.
No, I'm not.
If I say,
That's all I
oh,
I don't do it. I'm just sort of like announcing it.
no, that's cool.
Another goblin dead.
25, 30.
Right, because you took fighter levels.
Yeah. Kyron, make an intelligence check.
Yikes.
That is a pass. Goblin pops out. Goblin shoots at Og. Og, what's your AC?
13.
It misses. Grim, is on you.
So as I look over his Slayer, is he dead?
He's lying on the floor, unconscious. Occasionally, a bubble of blood emerges from his mouth.
Gotcha. All right. Then, as a bonus action, I'll cast Healing Word on him. Get him back in the fight.
Yep. That makes sense.
At level 1.
8 points damage. Dave, you're back again.
He also gets 8 plus 3, 11. Because of my Disciple of Life.
I'm going to start calling Dave The yo-yo instead of
Oh, I
Slayer.
can do this all day. It's fine.
And then I'll turn my attention on the two-headed beast to my east. Inflict wounds at 3rd level.
Inflict wounds. It is your time to shine.
Please hit for once. Ooh.
It is a hit. It's not just a hit. How does it look when this thing goes down, Howard?
Just in a ball of flame. Both
yeah.
hit,
I mean, this
sizzling and melting, actually, down to the skull.
one head explodes on the pressure, and it's just like the stump rocking backwards and forwards as it slams onto the ground. Nice. It's down.
And then I'm going to move. No, hold my ground.
Cool. The other two-headed monstrosity is going to charge in, and it's going to be attacking Slayer because he looks the weakest at the moment. Once with a battle axe, which will miss you, Slayer. But the other time, his other hand comes down, like the other head seems to be controlling the other hand, and does 12 points of piercing damage with his Morning Star.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Og.
Cool. So do you guys want my help or nah? So, Og is going to DM. Do I recognize? Are these creatures speaking in common?
Yeah, I mean they're choosing to speak in common to threaten currently.
Okay, cool. Do I recognize what these creatures are?
You can give me an intelligence or a history check.
I think they're the same for me, really. Sure, let's do
Well, let's be
this.
flavorful and call it a history check then. No,
Definitely.
but you recognize them as belonging to either the orc or the giant family.
Cool. So, in whatever their preferred language is, since I think I know 6 different languages, both of them of those, wait. We will leave your land. Just let us go down to the next floor. Let us take our wounded, and we will leave right now. I don't know if anyone else in the party speaks orc/giant, but it's all in that tongue.
So this is persuasion, or are you not intending to do that, or deception, depending on your intentions, really?
No, I'm trying to sell them on this 100%.
Well, let's go persuasion then.
Cool, 25.
Yeah, one head starts nodding, and the other head goes, I'm not sure. And then, like, this hand comes up that belongs to the first head that was nodding, just slaps the second head, like flat. Like, for God's sake, there's loads of them. We can sell this. This is a story we can tell. We didn't see nothing. Did you see anything? Oh, I didn't see nothing. And they start having a bit of a row, but it looks like it's going your way. You see, depending on the actions that everyone else is doing, the goblins are sheathing weapons nervously.
Does this seem like an outpost?
Yeah, it's got an outpost vibe to it.
Okay.
What are the little brains on feet doing?
They look like they march to the beat of their own drum. But the goblinoids look like they're standing down. The brains are still scuttering around, looking panicky. Give me a perception check or an insight check, actually. Since you asked that, Howard.
Oh shit, my bad.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. What a night.
Welcome to the game, Howard.
As far as you're aware, Grim, as far as you're aware, they seem like they're standing down peacefully, much as the goblins are.
Sure.
There's nothing to worry about here. Oh, anything else from you?
If it seems like everything's calming down, and this seems like it is.
There's a nervous settling of weapons.
Cool. Yeah. Full movement towards the stairs. So I think I can get here.
Okay. Dave's gone for a coffee, but I really need him to come back and make an intellect save.
Isn't he unconscious?
He is. Yeah. So he will fail the. I guess he's disadvantaged on the intellect. In some most ability checks.
Is that another intellect save? You bad man.
Yeah. You can call me a bastard, Dave. We're friends. I think that's just disadvantage. Most ability checks are failed because he can't do it. But I think an intellect check is going to fail anyway. It doesn't matter. We don't need to look that up until between sessions. So you're going to take. Well, essentially, it's 2 failed death saves there, Dave.
Well, I'm dead.
You already failed one?
Yeah.
I thought you'd been resurrected and died again since then, to be honest.
I don't know. I lost track.
No. I think you've been resurrected and you died again.
He went up and then he got hit by the net.
Yeah.
And then he went down.
So you are 1 death save remaining.
Right.
But it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop them trying to devour your brain. It's kind of their thing. Dave, if somebody chopped your head off this week, it'd be ironic. Anyway. No, it fails to do anything else. You just fail the death save and just see this brain like try and run around the corner. It's not keen on staying to fight. And then nothing from that one.
Get like attack of opportunities.
Yeah, absolutely. You can attack it.
Yeah, I'm gonna attack the fucking brain. It's gonna like shooting on people that I know.
Yeah. That is a good plan. If you wish to use your reaction to do this, you may.
Yeah.
Ooh.
As it beats away, it tries to takes quite a lot of damage. Actually, from where it was,
You know what?
Alan,
I'm gonna smite it. So it's 12 plus. It's the spell. No, I don't have it. So it's I'm gonna smite it too. So it's 2d8.
Yeah. Well, if it's 2d8, it's dead. Like if it tries to run away, you smash this thing into pulp.
And this makes me bellow with joy. I'm like,
Yeah, I'm gonna smite it to the ground.
Cows hate brains. Kyron, it's on you.
Since I killed the fucking thing, does the 2 goblins and the giant thing are standing their ground?
They don't seem like they're attacking anymore.
Okay. I'm gonna like shit my weapon, okay? And like radiant eldritch blast if that fucking like intellect devourer come and try to attack someone of my allies. I'm gonna attack that intellect devourer.
Okay. Haleth. He's going to look to you, Grim. Are they no longer standing on our way? Can we get on with our quest? Do I need to pummel them? What do you think, Grim?
We've come this far in the battle. Seems a waste to let 3 go off, but
For the record, unless any of you speak Giant or Orc, you have no idea what Ogben said to them.
Sure, but they'd see the conversation and see the weapons kind of go down. I think the gist would
Oh
be.
no, you could absolutely surmise it. It's just you don't actually know what was said.
For the record, Elaith just yelled, "Are we killing people or what?"
attack.
Attack. You've told.
I make a roar. Onward.
Okay. You just see this 2 fists go, good. Start slamming. The first one knocks the head clean back, and this thing roars in pain. Slayer, it's on you to make a.
This is it, isn't it?
Should kill like
Please
drum
make
roll
it.
music.
Oh.
Session 4 should have kept the bet going.
So, due to licensing reasons, I'm unable to play the track that Winter suggested between sessions that we needed to play. But I'm now about to try and sing it for you. Are you ready?
Oh, nice.
No, I'm not really. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do it.
Oh.
Just to be clear, I spent my last 3rd level spell last round after bringing your ass up, thinking you wouldn't have 3 death saves lost in 1 round. Otherwise, you would have been fine.
So, let's backtrack a few hours where I started the session by this campaign is the tale of 2 dwarves.
No, it's the tale of 1 dwarf.
So by that I meant this is the tale of Grim and people he meets on his solo campaign. On the way.
And we've got 3 characters. Level 1. Just saying.
I can assure you, the other level are worst.
Leif, it's on you. It looks like
Oh.
Grim has suggested that fighting is occurring. The Etin looks pretty beat up. It's just taking punches in both of his faces.
So the last thing I heard was like, "Let's fight." That's
Yep.
what I heard. Yeah, so
Yep.
I'm gonna take this Etten fucker. I'm gonna hit him with a sharpshooter. Ah, shit.
That is a miss.
And that's it.
Sorry, buddy. And it is going to now turn around, and the first of its weapons this time is the Morning Star, and it's going to try and smash down on Grim, who started to attack it. But it's going to miss it. It's so furious because it'd been persuaded to drop its weapon, something that's never happened in this thing's life. And then the Battle Axe comes swiping down at your legs for 12 points of slashing damage. There, Grim. Goblins start looking around their corner, Grim, and shooting their arrows towards you. Also, you're just directly in their line of fire, unfortunately. But they're never going to hit you because no, it really didn't hit you. It's fine. I thought that might work. The one next to Alan kind of lowered his sword and put it away. Starts raining blows on Alan again and does 6 slashing damage to him. And Alan, then it's on you.
Don't you mean 3, DM?
Yeah, 3. I'll let you do the maths.
Well, I do good at maths, am I? So
Okay, it's 12 damage. Miss. Nope.
Then I will use my D6 extra thing to get a little stick hit in.
Yep. Roll a d6. Still not dead. It like diving out the way. Like this goblin gives you this look like no, you didn't hit it. Like you betrayal, hurt betrayal. Like for a second, it gets this kind of you get I thought we were friends vibes.
So here's my question with hammering horns quickly. So I've not killed this thing, right?
Yep.
So as a bonus action, I can attempt to move it away.
Yep.
As in, like, smack it away. I don't think I did. I'm just getting my sheet up. I don't think I actually.
Didn't hit it.
Right, you've actually got to hit it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's okay. Because there's more arrows coming towards Grim right now from the little goblin party that escaped into the room. But that will miss. Grim, it's on you.
All right, bonus action first. Spiritual weapon on the Etten.
Can I just ask everyone who had session 4 for Dave dying? Who had session 4?
I think
I had session 2.
Is that on the Etin?
Really
Yep.
didn't think he was getting beyond 3, but I also had a character die, so.
Okay.
All right.
You smack one of the heads.
And then I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on myself because if I don't survive, you guys don't survive. So
Yeah.
let's
Always pull down the emergency equipment for yourself first, and then your children. That's the rule.
Which is why I saved my last spell slot for me.
15. All right.
I don't think it counts if it's your last spell slot, because then you can't help anyone else.
All right.
I also haven't taken any damage for the last 4 hours, so.
And I'll hold my ground.
Okay. He's in the initial order twice. Oh, it's on you.
Yeah. I would like to bonus action hide.
Dave?
Yeah.
Do you need me to create you a new sheet?
Yeah, I'm just looking at classes now.
I'm so sorry, man.
And then I will use my full action to proceed down the stairs. Like, before any of this happens, soon as the roaring and the cheering and the re-unsheathing of weapons happen, Og literally just rolls his eyes and turns around and walks down the stairs.
I've just had another long drink. It's fine.
He has other things to do.
No, that's cool. But since these things are down, I think the Intellect Devourer would feel a bit more confident about just popping up and asking
it triggered
Kieran to make trigger your booming blade.
No, my Eldritch Blast.
Your Eldritch Blast, yep. So go for it. It's going to start charging towards you. That's why you held your action.
Do they both misses, or some of them hit?
No, I think one of them hits. 2-6. The sheet's being slow to load. Yeah, one hits, one misses. So total of 13 damage. Looks pretty beaten up and bruised, like there's little bubbly pustules on the top of his head, but you are going to need to make an intellect save.
Does he hit me?
He's going to try. But you pass. So you feel like a second, like your brain start to contract, almost some sort of rip it out of your skull, but you kind of shake it off and get ready to deal this thing its killing blow. Another goblin pops out in formation over there, and we'll take a pop shot. 7 piercing damage. No, it's a miss. It's a miss. You good? Kieran, it's on you.
Okay, I'm gonna direct 2 more Eldritch Blast and I think the power. Yeah.
It's dead. It's also dead. The brain's dead. The brain's dead.
Yeah, that's my turn.
That was a good turn.
24 other brains.
Okay. Haleth's going to go off. This This is tiring. I wish to be downstairs. This distraction only. And he raises his fist and starts laying into this Etin again, like pummeling it, and one of the heads kind of falls unconscious. Slayer, you're oh sorry. Awkward.
Oh, that was. I'm gonna go now. See ya.
Got
Oh.
him.
Elaith.
Another shot at the. Oh, sorry.
I'm hoping a bard diplomat.
Now,
Dave knows how to play that.
There we go. The layers in the house. Come on.
Damage. Elaith, you get it in the closest head, the one that's still awake, and just see like in slow motion as this arrow kind of hits it and blood just spurts, and it kind of turns around to look at you, but as it's turning around, it's already falling unconscious and slamming against the ground. It is dead.
And I'm going to take a move. It's like really slow, sorry.
No problem. That goblin would probably going to fire at you, Elaith, after that. Yeah, that's 7 points of piercing damage, Elaith, as one of the goblins shoots you.
Just a question. When I moved, can I, as a bonus action, lie prone?
Yeah, why not?
An option. There you go. I'm going to do that. Hit the deck.
In which case he misses you. And the one next to Alan is going to use his bonus action to disengage. He's going to use his movement. And then he's going to use his action to move again and dash. Alan, it's on you.
So I noticed this guy. I'm still raged, man. There's no holding me back. I see enemy. I'm gonna attack this one here. I'm overjoyed, and my cow face is grinning from ear to ear as the brains are dead, and I barrel into this guy here. And attack, blah.
Dead. Yeah. Well, they are going to take a shot at you. For 3 piercing damage. And then you see him leg it round the corner. Grim. Yeah, that's halved. Yeah. Grim.
All right, I'll move the comb. 10, 20.
Greatest statement ever in D&D.
As usual, I will be moving my comb.
5, 10, 20, 25. And then I'll cast Sacred Flame on him.
Yeah, no problem. And he fails to save. But he will not fall down.
Alright. That's all I have.
Kind of see him burning up and hopping from foot to foot. Og, it's on you, but you are walking downstairs, is that correct?
Do it like I'm checking the stairs, I'm checking all the stuff.
Give me the investigation.
Okay, I can do that too.
Well, either way, you smell like goblin offal, and it appears there's definitely goblin traffic up and down the stairs as you investigate them. But they do seem to go quite deep down, like to descend them and be going to a different level of the dungeon.
Cool, but I'm not tripping any traps or anything of that nature?
Oh no.
Not currently.
No. This last goblin, by the way, is running. You just see him dash out of the way. He doesn't even raise his bow first. Kyron, are you pursuing?
I'm just gonna move and see what I see. If I see somebody, maybe I should. Otherwise, can heal me. Okay, I'll see this, and I use my action to lay on hands and heal me for 15 points.
Nice.
And that's my action. I don't do anything else.
Okay. By the way, after that round, having destroyed the bulk of them, I'm going to give you guys your third milestone experience point, which means you've achieved 3 out of 6, halfway towards level 6. Well done.
Noise.
Nice.
As
I actually
As
forgot about shield all the way, some reaction on this character.
As Og pointed out, this was one of the watch posts. So anyone loyal to Hope Spinners, feel free to make a note of what it looks like and what is here. And as you look around at that statue, the Haleth is kind of going, great. The last of the goblins is gone. It's time for us to go downstairs and get to the rest of my old friends. Don't you think? Who is this one? He points at Leif.
Oh, he's with us.
Who are you?
Yeah, I suggest we not run into the jaws of death once again. How about we tend our wounds and find a safe place to hunker down for some respite?
Leif, can you give me a perception check? Because you are currently closest to the statue. You see that the statue is carrying some kind of warhammer, and it looks to be loose to some degree. Like it looks like it's made of a different material to the rest of the statue. It could either be taken or turned where it sits.
Yeah, I look over at Alan and I go, "Hey, big guy, that hammer looks like it can be." But can I check to see if it's trapped before he moves that?
Sure.
What do you want me to do?
Give me investigation as you look closer.
So I'll go next to Winter and go, what's going on?
I pushed it. Let's see what happens.
Sorry, really, I can't see the investigation come through yet.
Yeah, I pushed it a second time.
Okay, cool. It'll come through eventually, no doubt. In the meantime, as you kind of get closer, you see that there's the statue stands on this 3-foot pedestal, dwarven king, like a crown there, the warhammer that can be rotated, but the face that comes out of its neck just looks grotesque. It looks hideous. It looks like been created by some nasty character of lore there, and its mouth is elongated and toothless. It doesn't seem to be trapped in any way, but it looks like the hammer can be turned, like rotated the top of the hammer, like a turning motion.
So this is what Leif can see, yeah?
Yep.
What's going on, Leif? What's going on? What have you noticed?
It's either something you can take or you might have to twist it.
What are you talking about? The warhammer. What, this thing here?
You point at the hammer. That thing, yeah, right there. It seems like it's interactable.
Okay. I will strength check, I guess, DM?
I mean, it just turns. I mean, you're a Minotaur and it's basically hinged, so it's like. And as this turns, you feel like a click as it clicks into pace. Make 10 dexterity checks. No, what actually happens is the statue rises like 3 foot above the floor, and underneath, it's like the pedestal's now 6 foot off the floor instead of 3 foot. But the bottom 3 foot contains this cavity, like a little box or well. Inside the well is like a little casket, like a little wooden chest.
Oh, look at this, guys. There's something down there. What is it? Can I jump down to it? Can I jump underneath it?
Oh yes, in front of you. So the whole statue's moved up, so the chest is now at ground level. It was beneath the floor, and it's kind of risen up.
Okay. Do I need to wedge anything underneath?
No, it's going to stay there. It's stopped moving.
Okay, I'll jump down then, and I'll have a look at the casket. Any discernible locks on it or anything, or?
No, it looks like it just opens. It's hinged. Doesn't look like. Doesn't look like it's locked.
I look back to my class, and my colleagues say, "What do you think, guys? Should I just open it?"
You should definitely open it and not worry.
Guys, what do you think?
Maybe I should take a look.
Yeah, I mean, I'm ready to smack it open, but you know, it might be just.
Yeah, if it's more proficient to like let him take a look.
All right, I'll give you a second as soon as I can highlight.
I mean,
Sure.
Is it magical or is it just a box?
If someone wants to investigate it, I guess they can take an investigation check.
I pushed it. It's going to take
Actually,
some.
LA,
There we go.
You've taken 4 investigation checks now, and they've all been above 18. I'm just going to assume at this stage you're investigating like a boss, and you see there's no mechanisms at all. It's quite a simple box.
So I open it up then.
Inside is, do you remember on the dwarf statue had like a circlet on the top of his head, like a little crown? It looks like that crown, but instead of carved in stone, it is gold.
Guys, look at that. Anybody want that? I'm really not interested in the crown. Is there anything else in the box?
No, it's just the crown. It's a dwarf crown, man. What do you want? I mean, dwarf crown and magic beans? I mean, come on.
All right. I'll come take the crown, throw it in my backpack. I suggest no one put anything on, given what happened to the sword.
I mean, look, you dwarves, you take it, because I mean, I could put it on my horn, but I'll look stupid.
It'll be melted down or sold for the Res Reg Fund.
Yeah, I mean, it's not magical or anything. I think it didn't hurt me when I picked it up. I guess I don't know. Not really.
That's totally how magic items work.
Of course it is. I'll jump out and I'll go to Slayer's body.
Not everything in this dungeon has to be cursed necessarily. It might not turn you into a wildebeest.
I don't believe you.
No, I'm going to jump up and
Fair enough.
Slayer's body and basically sort of like moo a hymn of death, and may your journey to your afterlife, to your dwarven halls of Valhalla or whatever you dwarves believe in.
I mean, I guess no one's got any useful spells or way of saving him. Because he's still got a brain. He's not dismembered in any way.
Then let's take his brain out.
As corpses go, he is in good shape.
Let's take his brain out. Let's just do it.
You can take his brain out. I can't.
Cut his head off. Cut his head off. Wear it around your belt.
Somebody get.
Not because we're bringing him back, but just
I mean, if just say
I feel like this group still has issues from last week, but we need to move on.
And having around it, but is around my neck is going to be the Minotaur penis. I mean, that's just the only thing you can do.
Look,
I'm basically gonna just. Have you got Dave? Do you have any on you which is kind of like interesting? I can't remember really.
he's got all of Reg's money.
no. I actually have his money in the Res Reg Fund. Yeah.
Oh,
And the ring was given to Ben at the first meeting.
Right, I have it.
He does have a nice sword wrapped carefully in some cloth.
I thought he sold that to.
He tried to sell it. They said put it back.
Yeah, I mean, tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take that sword. I recognise it from when we're up top. I'm gonna throw it back into that cavity down there for some other poor traveller to find it. To do that. And your axes, Dave, they kind of like, what were they? Just hand axes or
just battle axes, mate.
battle axes? I'm kind of like into axes. I'll sort of take your axes because they're obviously dwarven made and looking cool. I'll stick them in the belt.
I actually don't give a rat about what is happening, and I'm gonna like one. And we lost the DM.
Uh-oh.
I know. Let's go with red.
Secrets.
Oh, secrets. So at this moment, watching fans of Bad and D&D stream, the DM has just gone into a secret room to talk to Fog about something which is obviously going to bite us in the ass in probably 5 to 10 minutes. So I'm roasting. So your money's all gone. I've got your old dwarven axes. Are they one-handed? Your battle axes?
Got 2 one-handeds and a battle axe. No, 200 battle axe.
Damage output is what I've probably already got, isn't it? Thinking about.
So while all
Yeah.
this is going on, Haleth is really losing patience. The stairs are there. I'm very sad. This dwarf was important to you in some way. Was he your brother? He looks at Grim.
He's some kind of undead cleric, so he might be able to do something.
They took my symbol.
Oh, well, yeah, never mind.
Hey, where's Reg? I mean Ezra.
You missed it last week, man. You missed it.
Why,
Reg
the-
is dead, baby.
In character, though, what are you going to say
He's
to Alec when he asks for
dead.
Reg?
So, while everything is going on,
That's amazing that he's dead. I mean, no, that's tough.
I want to go see what the hell is in this place here.
I'll go with.
Okay.
Matt, I've just kind of like semi-looted Dave's body to pick up his dwarven great axe and his 2 battle axes.
Still warm, you mercenary bastard.
He died a warrior's death.
I would like to remind you that last session, Reg was still alive till Dave felt like he needed to take his head off his shoulders.
Hey, two decapitations don't make a right, and I think we all know that. Okay. Bugbear Den is what it looks like. There's like bits of bugbear feces in the corner. There's like big sleeping bunks that look like where the bugbear slept. And Chiron, Grim rather, you're ahead. Give me a perception check. Okay. So you do see there's like a brain creeping slowly around the corner.
I'm gonna cast Eldritch Blast on them.
So hang on. So you're gonna roll perception, and then the brain is gonna roll some dexterity, and we'll see if anyone gets a surprise round. Yep, you will attack first.
Yeah, I'm gonna Eldritch Blast the shit out of the thing. 1 and 2.
Right, you see this brain for a second, and Grim, you barely have time to react before you see this like burst of force energy come over your shoulder and decimate the brain in front of you.
I don't want to have anything to do with those shit.
No one loves my brains.
I'm gonna kill them outside. Do you have any problem with that?
Yeah, I mean this is just a mucky room full of goblin and bugbear muck.
All right.
Okay. Is there anything interesting like I don't know?
Yeah, in the corner of this room, there's like a little pile of sleeping bags and stuff.
I'm gonna
Give me an investigation check.
check. Ooh, investigation and not good.
And while rustling around, you find you still find 37 gold pieces, 23 silver pieces, 13 copper pieces. Other than that, you don't find anything too interesting.
Anybody is watching me?
Grim's gone off back into the room, so I don't think he's watching you.
I'm gonna take them. So it's 37 gold pieces.
Yep.
And
I made that up as I went along, and the bad thing about streaming is if I say something different now, you'll be able to rewind it and tell me. So because of that, I'm going to say there were only 5 silver pieces and 13 copper pieces. And if you want to listen to the stream afterwards,
I don't mind.
You can go ahead and tell me I was wrong and pick my original numbers. That's fine.
Doesn't matter.
I walk by the door. Chiron, let's check out the northern passage.
Okay. I'm coming.
Yeah, there's like exits on the right-hand side here and here, like up to the north, over to the east. Halifax says, "Stop! Stop! Look, we either go to the second level now, or I will catch up with you when I have destroyed my friends." Something in my very soul compels me to go down those stairs, and I cannot wait while you go off on side adventures or whatever it is you choose to do.
Guys, I say we prop Dave's body in the corner there and go downstairs. Let's go, this guy. He's really handy.
So,
we need the help.
You see like a large room, Karen, and it kind of opens up to the north and goes round to the right-hand side. And as it kind of moves round to the right, you can see the room gets taller and taller, almost like it's heading into some greater hall to the north.
Well, guys,
Elias is looking at the tattoos on his arm.
We did defeat the two Ettins and their clan, and there might be a couple of stragglers. We might as well see if there's anything in their lair. We can always catch up with Heleth.
I agree with you. I mean, there is bound to be something here. They live here.
First of all,
I'm going down to level 2. If you join me soon enough, you will find me bathing in the blood of my enemies. And if you do not make it that far, then I will mourn your loss, but briefly, for I will be too busy destroying the heartbeats of those who once held me in frank esteem. And he goes down the stairs, doesn't look back.
That's fine.
Yeah.
We're in no shape. Move onward anyway.
Yeah, I mean, we need to rest a little bit.
So, given that there's a room here to the east that's pretty safe, why don't we move into it and tend to our wounds?
Yep, you can do that.
Is there a spell that you have that can keep our friend on?
You cut out.
Yeah, is there a spell that you might have that can keep our friend on ice?
Well, we do know if you take the head, it will cost 5,000 GP to bring them back. And that's for a head that has no brain in it. Granted, there's a brain in this one, we think. Although sometimes we question that. So That's our option.
I remember a priest doing something called gentle something once before.
Unfortunately, that's not my repertoire.
I'm gonna go see what's going on with the rest of the guys. They've been ages. I'm gonna back up to Dave's body. What's going on? I'll speak to Winter. Are we going downstairs or are we staying up here?
Just FYI, guys, I know we're a little late tonight, so I'll let this a little bit play out until we get to some kind of short rest. It'd be good to finish with some kind of rest so we can start the next session with a bit of direction and think about what you want to do.
Yeah, I think we should like rest here and gather our thoughts, and then like we recollect.
And I think we need a long rest.
I mean, at least we need a short rest. That's like.
So you can take a long rest, but it's gonna increase the risk a little bit because you've been in this. I know it's felt like a long time, but you've woken up early in the tavern, and it's still like 10 o'clock in the morning, and you've had a long rest 3 hours ago. So though you can take a long rest, you won't feel the benefit of it until you've got the day to kick on your heels and chill out and things. So you can take a long rest.
Yeah.
But you're not going to feel the benefit of it for another sort of 16 hours.
I think we should at least take a short rest.
I also have Song of Rest, so if you burn a hit die, you also get a d6.
That's amazing.
Just know I have no spellcasting ability other than cantrips at this juncture. Let's just be clear.
Oh, that's
Welcome
fine.
to the dungeon.
Yeah, you can spend the next 18 hours here, but and I'm not saying it'd be safe to do so necessarily, but you can certainly do that. But I'm just you can't get up for 2 hours and then have another long rest and then.
Alan sort of goes in here and
I don't know how it works.
puts his great axe up against the wall, sits down, gets his tea set out, and starts
How about a short rest? I'll get some healing ability back, and then we can explore the rest of this area before heading down.
We can like try to be more tactical on how we approach like these rooms and not like enter and ignoring signs of alarms.
That really depends on what Dave's next character is.
Well, to be clear, I was going to run downstairs too, but Dave had higher initiative and ran into Frey.
To be clear, I'm talking
Thanks,
to every character in game, and Dave is dead, so I'm talking to all of you. I mean, it seemed most of you had some skill on like not being seen. I mean, I didn't see you for like the past half an hour. I don't even know where you went.
Yes, so
just scouting ahead should be a thing.
Despite my experience with tricky situations as such, I'm not so much what you would say the fighting type.
Yeah, but me and my friend, the Minotaur can do the fighting. You should do the scouting. Like, and we know that, and we do not get ambushed by 30 fucking goblins.
Right, I don't disagree with you, which is why I spent most of the time in the back and scouting the staircase. But I can't do anything in a room full of 30-odd goblins. That's just not me, babe. It's not who I am.
Milk and sugar? Anybody?
I'll take some. Let's go now.
This is a fantastic brew. You like it?
It's nice. It's nice. It's comfy for a couple hours.
Anyone that drinks it, they Christian, you want to tell people what happens when people drink it?
This teapot was gifted to me by a really strange man one day, and ever since I can't make, it's never a bad cup of tea out of this, and it's kind of like just makes me feel so good when I drink it. It really does.
About to be balls deep in this dungeon and have a trip. Is this like mushroom tea, and we're about to be like fucking at disadvantage for the next 8 hours?
Yeah.
The guy
Give me a.
I was behind the bar, and I couldn't see his eyes really well. They're all black. And
Is it a disease?
he put it over to me, and then I made a cup of tea, and then he just disappeared. Really weird, but it's a lovely cup of tea. Anybody want any?
I'll take a full cup.
Og is like holding it in his hand and looking at the cup and looking at the Minotaur and looking at the cup and looking at the Minotaur. And he's just like, his shoulders kind of slump, and he just shakes his head, and he's like mumbling to himself about how the fuck he got into this situation.
You know how cows eat with their big tongues? This is how Alan drinks his tea, sort of like a cat.
I'm all for RP, but you're giving this too much thought, in my opinion.
So as Ogben sips his tea, he busts out his violin and just very low, calm, plays a bit of a ditty for Song of Rest.
You play that well, man. Anybody else want a cup of tea? Grim, you were drinking a bit, weren't you?
Oh, absolutely.
Anybody else?
And that's a really good tune. They've heard songs before, but they've never heard anything like this. And it's soulful and it's deep, and it reminds them of their friend the dwarf in the next room, who sadly did not make it. Rest in peace, Slayer, until we meet again. Is there anything anybody? I'll let you take a short rest between sessions. You can take a long rest, but it will. We'll start the next session with that, because that contains its own risks we haven't got time to deal with right now. But take a short rest in the meantime, which you can do safely. Is there anything else anyone wishes to do or say before we close the session?
So, Matt, do you want what benefits does the tea give again to anybody else?
Should be on your character sheet, is it not?
No, I forget.
I wrote a whole thing.
I know. I thought I wrote it down, but I've just looked it up and it hasn't got it on there.
It gives you a +2 Constitution and advantage on Constitution saving throws for the next hour after drinking the tea.
What was your question about horns?
Oh yeah, hammering horns. So if I hit the opponent, don't kill him, I can then bonus action hit him with hammering horns to push him away 10 feet. He's got to do a DC modifier, blah blah blah. If he fails that, push him away. Do I get an attack of opportunity as he's pushed away?
No, because to get attack of opportunities, you need to move voluntarily out of the.
Fine.
Yeah.
That's the question. I didn't know if it was a.
That was like, hey everyone, I've thought of this really cheesy thing I can do, which seems game breaking. Can people allow me to do that? I want to create my own.
Okay, guys. If this is all, I need to go to sleep because I'm just like falling
that's all of us.
on this chart.
It was lovely, a lot of. I know there's a big combat in that session, but
can we press F for the first character, Death of Dave? Press F for respect. See you next week, guys.
Peace out. One thing I know that session was a lot of combat, but you guys stumbled upon the end of level layer. Like having spent the first 3 weeks finishing off in the initial room and going around in circles, you then found the end of level layer with all the bosses in. So sorry about that. When you reach the end of the level, there's going to be the odd guard. Not every combat is going to have Ettins and Brain Devourers and Goblins and Bugbears. It just feels like that the last 2 sessions. So it's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. a short rest. And who's going to write a few session notes for the Trello and stuff?
Yeah, Ogben's also going to start a journal, so probably the story notes that I have jotted down, they'll be up at some point.
Great, no rush. Cheers, everyone. It's been a really fun session.
Bonus action to shove to attempt to shove with your horns.
Actually, quite useful to have two laptops. Might set two up again. It's quite nice to be able to see everyone's faces and see the map. So that's pretty cool.
Alan, and then there were two.
Well done to the two OGs.
I mean, technically, Lath hasn't eaten,
No, that's true.
sold the farm
True.
yet either. So
Yeah. All right, guys.
That's my fault. I say it's my fault for starting the session by talking about how the two dwarves were the central characters of the campaign now. I called it in when I said that, and I literally killed Dave off with my song there. Sorry about that. Right, it's been fun. Love you, Dave. Sorry about that, man.
All right, guys.
Cheers,
it's
buddy.
gonna be the same fucking thing.
Peace out.
Peace out, later.
All right, boys.
Bye, guys.
Later.